What's up, you guys? It's Zack Dan coming at you with another live stream. This is live stream number 8. I'm here with my son, Zack Legend, and our buddy Mancave Collectible Reviews.
What's up? What's up?
So we did do a live stream recently. I thought that went pretty well. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was great. You know, it was our best one yet. There was a lot of talking in the chat and just a fun time overall to talk Legends and the new reveals.
So yeah, we actually went through that that Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest, and they had some pretty good reveals. So we're not going to try to talk about a lot of that stuff today. We're going to talk about our collections and how we got started in collecting adult action figures and whatnot, and where we started as kids and whatnot from there to this point as we have it now with our collections that we have. So in the chat, we've got Cosmic Crusher, Collectible Warrior, Hobby Q, X Ryan R. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming out and checking it out with us tonight. And again, any kind of question you guys have, hit it up in the chat, and we will throw it in the live stream and answer it as well. We'd love to do that too. But what's up, you guys? Hope y'all had a good day, had a good week, starting off here on Monday. Mancave, what you been doing, man? You went on a toy hunt at a actual convention center the other day, right?
Yeah, man, it felt good. We had Charlotte Comic-Con this week, and I actually kind of didn't know about it till like the last minute there. Actually, one of our local toy shop guys hit me up and was like, "Hey, are you coming to the toy show?" I didn't know about it, but yeah, went out to it. It was a smaller than expected crowd. I will say that. I went up to a Hickory toy show, and like a sports card show, about a month and a half ago. And it was, lined back around the building. So I kind of expected that here being Concord I would just assume that would be bigger than the Hickory toy show. And it was not from the standpoint of really from vendors or, patrons. So.
Yeah, you stood out in line up there in Hickory for what, 2-3 hours before you even got in?
It probably about an hour and 15 minutes before I got in. They were moving it pretty quick, but it was a while. I mean, it was cold. It was shocking. I've never really stood in line outside of free comic book day. We've done that a time or two.
Yeah, having to wait there till it opens.
Mm-hmm. But it was good to kind of get back to some semblance of normalcy, being able to go to a toy show. So that was nice.
So, Cosmic Crusher, Ursa Major is a hero in the Winter Guard. So he's one of those Russian superhero teams, along with, Zach, help me out, Red Guardian and
Dark Star, Crimson Dynamo.
There you go.
Some others.
So yeah, we talked about that during that live stream last time. So, Zach, what you been up to? I know you've been up to a lot of school stuff, so you haven't been thinking about this, but you did get to go on a toy hunt this week too.
I did. Yeah, I just checked out a few places in Gastonia, North Carolina, and not a bad toy hunt, but just was busy putting out videos for the Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest and whatnot. So that was
so busy.
But yeah, lots of crazy stuff there.
So King Cobra says, "What's your favorite character?" I think we've answered this before, guys. But my favorite character is between Spider-Man and Batman. One of the two. I like storyline wise. I like those two. I know, Mancave, you're going to say Raphael, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say Spider-Man.
Yeah. That is a fruit smoothie. So it's like coconut milk, strawberries, bananas, and peaches. So yeah, it's not a protein shake, too many calories there, but it is a healthy drink. It's my dinner for
so
that.
Before we got on here, we actually were discussing Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm extremely excited for our HasLab Sentinel whenever we get it. However, I was discussing with Zach that I would much rather probably use it as the master mold, just because of sheer size. I would actually probably want to use it for that. But again, Sentinels can be whatever the heck size you want them to be too. So
true.
So me and Mancave were talking about the fact that whenever Zach goes away to college, that I'm going to take some of the figures and switch out the heads to heads that I like in our collection instead of what Zack chooses. So, what'd you pick up at the convention, Mancave?
So let me grab the coolest thing that I got right here. So I actually picked up two things at the convention. One was
hang on before you do that real quick.
Yeah,
so you needed Bishop, definitely. Speaking of your toy hunt here, answer that one for hobby.
Got an important question. How would you guys describe a second in Charles? Not as a flea market anymore. Or I don't know what I called it, a classy flea market.
I think you did.
Yeah, it was bad. The wife corrected me on it. She said that was kind of disrespectful to Second and Charles. More like a Ross or a TJ Maxx, that kind of thing. So,
but it is vintage. It is like used stuff that is in there mostly, right? They have new stuff as well.
They do. They get some new stuff, but for the most part, they're based on trade-ins, and that type of thing. So,
I just feel like it's in a more of a broader, bigger perspective.
It is. It is. Where Ross, yes.
Yeah.
Ross and TJ Maxx focus more on clothing.
When you go into a Second and Charles, you don't know what you're going to see. For example, Zack went into Barnes & Noble or Books A Million. Which one was it?
Books A Million.
Went into Books A Million the other day, and it's newer figures, right, in package.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you go into the Second and Charles, you're going to find like old stuff as if you're going into a like a Rebel Base type or any of the stores that that Mancave goes and hunts
because of the trade-ins and whatnot.
Yep, trade-ins like crazy.
Right. Yeah.
But it's been fun. We did one about a year ago in the snow, one snowy day, and we went to Second and Charles, and
it's true.
That was a cool hunt. That was actually our first hunt.
We actually went to a comic. Didn't we go to a comic show?
Yes, we did. We took my wife for the first time to the worst comic show ever.
Yeah.
And then we went out to the Second and Charles, and it started snowing on us.
Yep.
But we videoed that, and then we ran out to Rebel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We videoed there too, and I actually posted that one on my channel before you started doing your huge toy hunts that you do.
That's true. I wasn't even doing toy hunting at that time.
Yeah, all three of us filmed during that, and y'all never put your footage together. I took y'all's and put it in just one video.
That's true.
Yeah. Cosmic Crusher, we pre-ordered the Iron Man Wave. Mancave, I'm sure you don't want it.
I pre-ordered the Iron Man.
The modular.
Yeah.
The modular, okay.
Yeah, the 90s version.
Gotcha.
So X Ryan, one of the things I was going to kind of talk about today with our what, when, where, how, why is conventions, because that's one of the big things that helped us to, especially Zack and I, to grow our collections, because we go in there and we dig through bins and actually find the loose stuff and pick up a lot of stuff that we were missing for our collection as we went.
Right. I mean, and now we don't really do that as much because we're pretty much caught up with everything.
Everything about it now is new.
X Ryan, definitely go check them out. They're a fun experience. They're definitely really cool to go to.
But your feet will hurt, won't they?
Yeah, after walking around forever.
Good gracious.
Really crowded too. So depending on where you're going.
That's cool. Target is selling the whole Ursa Major Wave for $19.99 each. That's cheap.
Interesting.
It is.
Seen a bunch of old and new things. Best flea market I have. So I tried a flea market once. I guess I should try it again. And I've seen a lot of the guys out there like what's the guy that goes and finds stuff under the shelves all the time? Rocco. Rocco goes to flea markets a lot, and so does Narc. Narc hits at flea markets a lot. And they find good stuff. I haven't ever found anything yet.
I actually told the wife today that I'm going to go hit up our local flea market here very soon.
Yeah,
probably in the next toy hunt or two. It's been a long time since I've been out there to that flea market, and the last time I went was actually right around when the virus hit. And we went, and it was like half the vendors were there. Like they already started like closing it down and not, people not showing up. So what's up, action figure expert? Good to have you.
Dude, that would be amazing. Jacob, did y'all see that Jacob statement there?
Let's see.
JC says that we are going to get a Surtur action figure for the, I'm assuming the, what's it, Infinity
Saga?
Infinity Saga stuff, maybe?
Yeah, I've heard that rumor a lot.
God, that would be amazing.
I hope, yeah, I'm hoping that's true.
That would be amazing.
All right. What about Mezco Thanos? Have they done a Mezco Thanos? They've done a few Mezco Thanos, haven't they?
They've done SH, maybe Mafex did one. I don't know about Mezco.
I got to check that. I'm pretty sure they did, but let's see if I can figure that out. So,
yeah, and guys, there was a couple comments in the comments about the crying kid. My bad on that. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that loud. Truly, I probably should have tried to, like, in post editing, tried to take that out. But good Lord, I had no clue it went on for like the entire time I was in Second and Charles. I guess I wasn't paying that. Like, I seen the kid. It wasn't like a baby. I mean, this kid was like 6, 7 years old. You know, it was the kind of kid that, if one of my daughters would have been acting like that, we would have stepped into the bathroom for a moment. You know. But, man, he just screamed the whole time. So, sorry about that, guys. I apologize I know that wasn't fun to listen to. The Storm Collectibles Bane is amazing. That's
everything Storm Collectibles with DC. Oh, my gosh. The Lobo.
Everything is amazing.
What do they got? They got a Croc, too, don't they?
They don't got Croc, I don't think.
There's 3 that I know they have. They have Bane, Lobo, and
there's Bane, Lobo,
Doomsday.
Darkseid, Doomsday.
So they got 4, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things look amazing. I'm checking to see if I can find that Thanos. I think Mezco did one, but I might be wrong.
Josh Turner says he started with Star Wars, spaceships, then G.I. Joe as an adult. He started Marvel Legends 20 years ago now and been growing a lot of other lines now. So that's kind of similar to, well, y'all don't do the Star Wars, but that is kind of similar to you guys in a sense.
So as a kid, I definitely had Star Wars 3 3/4. Had a lot of those vehicles and figures. I kept them up until adulthood, the figures and 2 vehicles, which I'll get into that in a little bit. But I had the G.I. Joe vehicles and figures all the way up until adulthood. I had the He-Man 80s vehicles and figures all the way up to adulthood. And those are the 3 big collections that I actually had. And then I had, as we talked about before, I had onesie twosies. Like I had 1 Lion-O, I had 2 Silverhawks. You know, those are my favorite lines that I actually had. But with my Star Wars vehicles, that was probably my earliest stuff that I had. And in my mom's opinion, you know, they were at a point where, okay, it's time to get rid of these. She trashed them. Right? That right there, I think, is what broke my heart into being an adult collector, is that, you know, something that I had that I took care of was just gone, you know. And I look at it as an adult and I was like, man, that thing's got value. I want to try to find that stuff again. So that, plus there were very few of the 80s He-Man figures that I was missing. So as an adult, I actually went out and tried to go and pick those ones that I missed, grab those up, and put them in my collection. Now, at the time, I was single, getting ready to get married. So basically, whenever I'd get them, they'd go into a storage box that my wife knew nothing about. So for probably the first 2 years of our marriage, they just sat in the closet, and you know, I was happy about it because I was like, yes, I finished I was getting close to finishing my collection of the He-Man, but I wanted to expand it even further than that. You know, I wanted to go and get the Combiner Transformers, especially. That was a big one that I never had as a kid that I wanted to try to get. The other 2 were the fact that I wanted the Silverhawks and the Thundercats, because there was some friends of mine that had a lot of those, and I never had but like 1 or 2. So those were some big things. I had the thought process of going and getting it first, and then it just never happened except for the He-Man. But I'll get deeper into that too later on. What'd you do as a kid, Mancave?
Yeah, so for me, it was, you know, some of my main figures that I can remember were, you know, Power Rangers, obviously Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Gargoyles were huge. I loved my Goliath figure. I can remember that one, just taking it everywhere with me. that was probably the main stuff. Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters. It's really fantastic for me because a lot of what I collected as a kid is what they're now reissuing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those late 80s and early 90s figures are some of the hottest properties right now. So this is like the perfect time in life for me, you know. Had a little bit of He-Man, but I didn't know a lot about He-Man. You know, I just had some of the figures that, you know, my parents had picked me up or I'd picked out because they were cool looking, but I didn't know so much about He-Man. And then Transformers, had a few Transformers. But I kind of came really after the hype of that, you know.
Of Transformers?
Of Transformers and He-Man, Thundercats, you know, those had kind of faded kind of to the background a little bit because of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and then Power Rangers coming in the early 90s. And, you know, so those were kind of the thing when I was a kid.
Right.
So
let me jump in the chat real quick, and I'll jump to you here in a second, Zach. Jacob is asking you a question, Mancave, about your vintage Star Wars. You got out of that again, right?
So I sold all my vintage Star Wars or my vintage, like the vintage collection, the 6 inches. I sold those. And I have went back now and I've purchased the 50th, the Best Buy. So the Wave 1, I guess, is out, which is like Qui-Gon, the droid, Mace Windu, and who's the fourth one? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Who's the fourth one?
Wait, who'd you say? You said
Mace, Qui-Gon, the droid, and Jar Jar.
Jar Jar, yeah.
So I've got those. I'm going to go down that path. If they continue that line, but I'll probably just stick to that. I love those card backs that those are on. I kind of have a rule that I pull anything that was made after about the year 2000 out of the package. So I'm kind of breaking my own rule if I don't take that out. Man Cave, did you open up the Batwing? No, but you know, we almost talked about that a second ago. But
which Batwing?
This is the.
You better not take that out.
No, I will not. It is the Batman animated series Batplane.
Brand new, sealed box. That's what you found at the convention.
This is what I found at the convention. And Batman the Animated Series was another cartoon. I mean, I loved this cartoon, watching it every day. I can remember sitting there watching it and smelling like my mom cooking dinner in the kitchen. Like it brings like such memories, the Batman Animated Series. So I got the Batplane. Jimmy over Back in Time actually says he has a sealed in-box Batmobile. So if he does, I'll have both. So we'll see. But yeah, the box is absolutely in fantastic condition. Original tape. The tape's yellowing a little bit, but that's going to happen on something that was put out in the early 90s. So
all right. So now looking at this, because you had the Batwing from the newer DC Collectibles Batman Animated Series stuff.
I did.
How much was that compared to what you had to buy for that?
Oh, it was a third of the price of this one.
Wow, because that was expensive back then too.
It was.
So that's one collection I'm going to kind of talk about in this particular video as well. Something that you've been getting in and out of. So that was one that you actually had pretty much all of them.
I was pretty caught up at the time. Yeah, the Batman animated line. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and once they canceled it. So that's when as soon as I heard they canceled it, I sold everything off.
And Zach, I'm going to let you kind of jump in right there and talk about that too. First off, the fact that you as a young adult are even into the same stuff that we are as adults. How did that happen for you?
Well, I mean, you really got me into it for the most part. Buying me figures whenever I was younger and whatnot, and starting with Marvel Legends and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I could just be more of an older soul. I don't know.
So the biggest thing I think for you is that I would never let you watch your age group's cartoons.
That's true. But I've never enjoyed my age's, growing up cartoons as much as y'all's, growing up. Just to me, those are just better cartoons. I mean, yeah, sure, they're older, but they're better stories, better characters and everything. Just versus a lot of things these days are just so corny and just, in my opinion, just a little dumb. I don't want to, make it hurt anyone's feelings out there, but that's how I really feel about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I've always been more attached to some of that.
Exactly. So like your biggest one that you watched from our childhood was what? that you enjoyed the most?
Well, I love Thundercats.
Exactly.
You know that.
So you binge watch. I mean, you would back in the day. You would binge watch something. So guys, I tried to get him because I actually had a He-Man collection of my '80s stuff and the 2000X stuff, along with the Staction figures mint on card. So my 2000X and my Stactions were all mint on card, but my '80s were all loose, mixed in with the collection, and they actually sat on my glass shelf back in the day. That was the first shelf that we actually had. I bought that from one of my neighbors and turned that into a display shelf. So that was my wife actually finally found out, oh my gosh, you're an action figure collector? That's what all these boxes were in the closet? So I pulled them all out of the closet, threw them on the shelf, and I'd actually missed the first 2 waves of the 2000X. So I was like, oh man, I'm never going to catch back up on this, right? All of a sudden, what did I find? I found eBay. And that's one of the things that kills you, Mancave. You find eBay. So I found eBay. I found the entire 2 lots in one eBay auction. I hit purchase. I got them all. And then I was able to start doing the toy hunting at my local Targets and whatnot to get the rest of the figures. And I collected the entire run of that 2000X MOTU stuff. I loved it. So I set Zack down in front of the TV, and I went to go show him the 1980s MOTU, or He-Man the Master of the Universe. And he got 3 seconds into it, and he was like, no, Prince Adam's in pink. I'm not about this. What's with those flowery stuff in the background? No, this show's dumb. So that pretty much put me to a point of, oh, shoot, if he's not going to enjoy what I'm collecting, then it's not really going to be that fun, right? So I took and sold pretty much all of my vintage He-Man, my 2000X He-Man. Now, what put me to that point, though, basically, was because the 2000X, like you were just saying, Mancave, once the line stops, it's like, well, what fun is it anymore, right?
Very true.
So, they stopped the main line, but then they rolled into the Stactions with the 4 Horsemen. And those sculpts were amazing. So those Stactions, they kept on going for, I think, 7 waves. And then it got to the point that last wave I pre-ordered, and you know a lot about this right here, Mancave. I pre-ordered that last wave, and it never showed up. I never got it. So those Mosquito and Jitsu. And then there was a He-Man I didn't care too much about. It was the Battle Armor, I think. Those 3 figures I never got back then. And they ended up going for, back then, $150 a figure. And I was like, I'm never going to get that, so I might as well sell this. So sold all that. And then we rolled into what Zack was doing. Zack, we had already started going out to our local shop, Rebel Base. And back then, I could buy loose figures at Rebel Base for $4 each. And that's all I did was just buy $4 figures each. And so his Christmases,
that little
fireplace. Yep. That his Christmases was a fireplace full of, 20 figures every Christmas. And that was how we got started into the Legends. So he'd carry around as a little kid, I'm talking a little kid, 3-4 years old. He'd carry around a big case of those Marvel Legends everywhere he went. So he'd have 25 Marvel Legends in his box. Well, then he had the second box. So he'd have to carry around 2 of them everywhere he went, right? And I got to the point of, well, this is too much for these boxes. Let me build a shelf into one of our doorways. So that is where our first shelf, one of our first shelves in the corner came from, was I built it into a doorway, and we started collecting our Legends up through that. And that's the big way of being able to fund our own collection, because I had my original stuff, sold it, bought the MOTU 2000X, sold that, started purchasing the Marvel Legends, and then we'll get into it a little bit further of that. So, Mancave, what was your first adult purchase that you can remember?
So mine was the Mirage NECA Turtles.
So the that's the comic ones.
Yeah, based on the Mirage comic, the original Mirage comic. So and supposedly we may be getting reissues of those or redos of those. I think I saw somewhere they're not just going to reissue the same old figures. They're going to give us some new molds, some new sculpts. But those are still sitting over there on my shelf. And that was my first, and those will probably stay with me forever, just because it was my first adult collectible. I didn't take care of anything as a kid. I destroyed it all. Took it into.
So you didn't get to bring any of it into your adulthood.
No. I honest to goodness, I don't even know what I did with them. When I moved out of my parents' house, I had about 4 big Rubbermaid bins of just loose action figures that were, some of them I probably could have made complete, some of them probably not. You know, at the bottom of the bins, I don't know if guys in the comments, if you guys were like this, but in the bottom of every toy bin I had was 50 accessories, you know, and I had no clue who the accessories went to, you know, as a kid. You know, I'm sure nowadays I could probably take a bin like that and try to sort through it and figure it out and problem solve. But I don't even know what I did with those. I just remember when I was like 18, 19, I had them. I moved out, and I can't remember what actually happened to those bins, if I gave them to like Goodwill or.
And that's the thing. You moved, what, 3 or 4 times before you got to where you are?
Yeah.
Because moves will do that to you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, bought a house, sold a house, moved into a rental, stayed there a couple of years, bought a house. So yeah, I've moved multiple times in my adult life, you know. So I wish I could
get in the chat real quick here. What'd you say, Mancave? You cut out on me.
No, you're good. We'll keep rolling here.
So Jacob says, so I have a question for you guys. Marvel Universe action figures, this stopped making the 3.75 action figures, right to stop making them. So they're making them in 6-inch.
Just saying, like, they stopped making 3.75 Marvel Universe stuff.
They did, and that's another one that you actually collected, Mancave.
It is. They drove me insane.
Because they never stood up.
They could not stand up. And for whatever reason, not all of them would come with a base. So
yeah.
It was just random. It was like the big figures, like Juggernaut or Colossus, would have a little base with them. Well, their feet were big, so they could stand.
Yeah, they didn't even need it. Yeah.
Right, but then Ghost Rider or you know, Cyclops or somebody, and their feet were, you know, 2 millimeters in length, they would have no base. I don't know. I liked them. To be 3.75, they actually looked pretty good.
And they had a wide range.
They had a huge, they to this day still have characters that we need in Marvel Legends 6.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I couldn't get past the not standing up part of them.
So we also, Zach, let you talk about this a little bit. We also had collected DC right along with the Marvel Legends back in the day whenever we was buying those $4 figures. Talk a little bit about why we got out of that.
Well, I mean, I think we definitely enjoyed it. You know, it was fun to have both DC and Marvel and everything. But you know, DC. What were we collecting for DC anyway?
So we had started off, like I said, just buying just kind of whatever we found to kind of fit in the collection.
Right.
So it started off with a little mixture of DC Direct, DC Universe.
And
then once DC Universe Classic started, that's when we started actually buying stuff on card.
All right. Yeah, well, so some of those different collections with DC and whatnot, but they stopped making figures. So, and Marvel Legends was still going, and we were running short on money to really fund it from, I guess, what you sold for your master stuff, right? So we had to go ahead and make the decision to go ahead and sell the DC stuff in order to fund more Marvel Legends, since DC wasn't making any figures anymore. So that's what we ended up doing, and I think it was a good decision at the time. You know, I mean, I still think it was a good decision. I would say that's probably what I would regret getting rid of the most, but I'm happy that we did it when we did.
So yeah, we made a really good profit on that and actually funded our collection for 4 years with that sale. And I actually got so much from that sale that I actually jumped back into the 2000X line. And me and Mancave, Zach, did you go with us too when we went out to IKEA, or was it just Mancave and his wife and my wife?
To do
I think it was just to get that black case.
Oh yeah, I went out there.
Okay, so we all went out to IKEA and picked up our black glass case just for my MOTU 2000X collection that I went back and purchased. And with that repurchase, I actually got the ones that I was missing. I got the Mosquito, the Jitsu, and the He-Man that I had missed. This time, everything I got, instead of them all being on card, I got everything loose, and it actually was in a beautiful display, like I said, in the display case. It was set up so nice. That is my big regret that I got rid of.
You have a picture of that you can put up?
I'm going to try to get it up. It's still loading.
That was a sweet collection.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go back here and run us through some of these comments. Daniel, here's one that you might be able to answer. Cosmic Crusher says, where do we recommend he should buy his Marvel Legends? BBTS a little overpriced, $3 more per figure. Dorkside deleted everything from his cart when he closed the tab. Where would you recommend a guy look for Marvel Legends today if they were buying online?
All right, so if you're online and you're wanting to buy new, in my opinion, as long as your purchase price is over $100, I choose Dorkside because it's free shipping. In your opinion, because of the, what do they call it, the crate that you have, or the pile of loot that Big Bad Toy Store has, you can actually just throw it in the cart and it just keeps on piling up until, you know, it gets to a certain point for you and you can tell it to ship, and it's a flat $4 shipping cost for your Big Bad Toy Store purchase. Those are our two big purchase locations that we get our stuff from when we're buying anything new online. Now, if you want to go back and try to find stuff, I definitely suggest to go to conventions and try to find your loose stuff, because number one, you can barter with the people and try to get the best for your money there. But also go to some of your local comic book shops, because they got a lot of stuff there as well that you're going to be able to find and be able to get the best price for. Because you can actually talk to them about, hey, can you not match what they have on eBay right here? And then you actually have it in hand and you can see what you're physically getting. So we haven't had a lot of issues at all with Dorkside. I know they're a smaller one compared to the Big Bad and the Entertainment Earth out there, but they've done us good. That's where we usually get our stuff from. And I hate that they cleared your cart though. That's weird.
Another question here, and I'm not sure who Noni directed this one at. Did your wife ever try to talk you out of keeping your collection? Oh, you got it there. Yeah, there we go. Like to try and make you sell it.
Almost every single day.
So she's not watching.
Almost every single day, my wife has asked me to. Now, once we started YouTube and we got past the 1,000 subscriber mark, she was so much happier with our collection, because we could put something back, give some value to it, is what I should say, right?
Money.
So, you know, I enjoy doing the YouTube. I would probably have done it anyway, but once we got to that point where I could actually, you know, fund our hobby, she actually became way better with the collection. But no, she totally hates the collection, and totally hates any kind of comic book movies or anything like that.
Yeah. I thought you might have been avoiding that question.
I wasn't gonna let him pass over that one.
Yeah, no way.
We needed his
So Jacob, Teen Titans, again, that even though that is more of Zach's age TV show, or the Titan show, that would be one of the biggest things that Zach wanted to do once we sold our collection. Was I want to try to find another Teen Titans collection somewhere. So when McFarlane threw out the Cyborg figure, that showed us some excitement, and we were like, yes, let's get this. And then we kind of like, this doesn't look what we wanted to get.
We still have the Cyborg figure. I just don't really care for it. But yeah, Teen Titans, that is probably hands down my favorite animated show that I've ever watched. I've watched that show, you know, all the seasons. I don't even know how many times I've watched it. So that is, you know, I love Teen Titans.
Do you not like the figures, Zach? Is that the problem? You don't like the...
I'm not a big fan of the McFarlane figures. I don't know why.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't really get into it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So yeah, we both, Mancave, you actually reviewed some, and so did you, Zach, on your channels. And y'all, like Zach, I think you took yours back. And Mancave, I guess you just sold yours on eBay again. So that is the only McFarlane toy we still have.
I honestly think a lot of my disappointment in McFarlane, it's not that I think he just makes a bad figure. I don't think the figures are terrible. He's made a couple that I'm like, the scale's jacked, the Nightwing thing, we don't even need to get into that. We know we feel the same way on that. But I'm just sick and tired of the same, everything is the Batman stuff. You know, I'm just like, I like Batman. I do. I respect that. But DC is huge. There's so many. I mean, could you imagine how mad everybody would be if Marvel Legends did nothing but just Avengers figures? for 2 years. You know, I mean, that's all they gave you. No X-Men, no Fantastic Four. You know, no, I mean, just strictly Avengers storyline figures. You know, and we got 27 iterations of Iron Man. You know, I mean,
it has some variety in there,
right? And that, you know, that's my biggest problem with McFarlane. I do think a lot of the figures he puts out look fantastic. I'm not bashing it for that.
Totally.
It's to me the line has just gotten boring. That's my
I agree.
I'm not going to say boring because, like you said, he's taking not only the Mattel license and replacing it, but now he's having to take the DC Direct license and replace it. And DC Direct was always that brand that would do those specific stories, and you get a buttload of figures from that specific story. So he's having to do both.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's just a lot, I think, for him.
Yeah. And I love Todd McFarlane. I mean, he is probably since the passing of Stan Lee, he's my next favorite guy in the comic book industry. You know, from an artist and a writer standpoint. You know, I love him. I love his personality. I think he's a phenomenal businessman. Very smart dude. You can tell he's very intelligent, knows what he's doing. But I don't understand the path that DC Multiverse has taken. I just don't. I don't get it.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, I found my picture here real quick, if I can pull it up, of my MOTU collection, 2000X.
While you're doing that, we got another question here. Do you guys collect Hot Toys 6-scale figs? If not, what might make you guys into it? So
I love Hot Toys. The price point is what kills me. I can't get to those price points yet. But man, when I see them, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And, you know, I mean, technically, I guess we could sell our Marvel Legends collection, which it'd be heartbreaking to do at this point, but, and jump in and buy a few Hot Toys. But then, you know, there goes your entire collection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like because I like to get new figures all the time. And I also don't want to, you know, spend all this money that I can't deal with it. So it's hard, you know. I want to get the cheaper figures that still look good.
And Javi, I had a Hot Toys collection. I had about 15 or 16 Hot Toys, I guess, at the peak of it, and ended up selling them all and deciding to go pretty much strictly into figures. I sold most of my 6-scale statues, and I sold all of my Hot Toy figures. And yeah, that was actually probably in the long run, probably my most regrettable sale was my Hot Toys figures, especially a few of them like the Terminator, the RoboCop. There were some in there that were just, I looked last night on eBay. Me and a guy was actually talking on Instagram about it. The Terminator figure that I sold, I think it was called like the DX13, is listed for like $1,000 on eBay now.
Oh gosh!
I think I sold him for $450. I bought him for about $300 to $350. I can't remember, somewhere in that range. Sold him for about $450, and now he's up on eBay for about $1,000.
So that right there was one of the things that got me with my DC collection. Once I sold it, I was like, I sold it. It's gone, no problem. Then you jump back in and start buying some of the DC stuff and not worrying about the price, right? Right. So you bought some Green Lantern stuff, you bought some Superman stuff, basically some of the stuff that I had, and you started looking at some of the prices.
Yeah.
And that made me start looking at the prices too, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I thought I made a profit. Man, if you just hold on to this stuff for a few more years, it will skyrocket. It's ridiculous.
It does. It does.
It's crazy.
And
especially once a line dies out, you know, and they're not making any more figures, you wait a little bit, and the people are wanting them, you know.
Yeah. I had a little bit of the Battle Beast as well. I love those little guys. Little figures like that and Muscle Men were really cool for me back then.
Battle Beasts carry a nice little secondary price right now too. I went and looked at some thinking I was going to grab some to throw in the man cave. Whew, they're not cheap.
Dino Riders. Did you pick one of those up, Man Cave?
No, I've got them in my watch list. I've been trying to watch them. I'd love to get the T-Rex and the Triceratops, but they're two of the most expensive ones. Especially that T-Rex, it goes for about $800 to $900 complete. Those
are really cool figures, though. I mean, when you go and see one of those in an actual store and you see them, you know, with all their accessories and everything, that's really cool.
Yeah, they look sweet.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the Studio Series Slag here in a minute. If the pictures that we saw, Man Cave did a video on it. And actually, it was in my video today too. If you went out and watched my top 10 best reveals of the week, Slag was in there as honorable mention because we don't know if it's a real picture, if it's custom. We don't know. Mm-hmm. But it looks real to me.
Yeah, see, Gilgamesh says he really likes the McFarlane figures. He wants sculpt over articulation, but he's tired of nonstop Batman. So I think even the guys who are collecting the lines, I think, are ready for some new stuff. You know?
That's the one thing I can say with the line, though, is their sculpt is fantastic.
Yeah, we can't complain about how they look for the most part.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah.
So I have to say this. I'm going to kind of bring this one up, going back to the wives. Mancave, before you started doing your toy hunting, and you for third time you got into Marvel Legends, I can't remember how many times it was at that time. You got back into Marvel Legends again and had them up on your one of your first shelves. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like you didn't have one of the IKEA shelves. You just had this little piece of junk shelf.
I did.
And your wife would literally come in the room at night, knock all of them down, and make you think that they were just falling overnight.
Yeah.
So at one time, your wife was not supportive of this collection. Now she's extremely supportive for you.
Yeah, now she's the worst enemy because she was my conscience. To tell me, hey, we probably shouldn't do that. We bought this on Monday. We need to probably wait till next Monday. I used to have that kind of angel on my shoulder thing. Now she's kind of moved to this shoulder, and she's like, well, you may never see it again, so you might have to go ahead and get it. I'm like, no, I need you to keep me in line and, keep me under control here.
Yep.
But yeah,
I like the McFarlane too. I kind of wish that not only McFarlane, but Super 7 and NECA would have stuck with the 6-inch scale instead of going 7-inch. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I can't say I don't love my NECA and my Super 7 both.
I will say one thing about my wife. She don't like the Marvel Legends stuff so much.
Really?
Yeah. She likes the higher end.
Mm-hmm.
She loves the Mythic Legions. She loves the Super 7. She's got expensive taste, which is bad because I don't need that in my, I don't need that type of peer pressure. But she don't care much for like the $20 figures and stuff.
Yeah. I can understand that though.
Yeah.
So Noni, one of my biggest frustrations with McFarlane is that head sculpt thing he's doing where he's putting out one figure, then a month later putting out another one with a different head sculpt. That drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like a desperate cash grab to me. I don't get that.
So I will say this: once you said that about Legends, my wife actually loves our Turtles collection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she's excited about that, and it's getting bigger as we go, hopefully. So, and we did just pre-order that Pizza Monster. Funny story: we're sitting there doing screen grabs and watching the Fan Fest on Friday. And Mancave sends a text over to Zack. Hey, man, can we grab you a Pizza Monster? Zack, real quick. No, I'm good.
Yep.
So Mancave hits me up and says, do y'all not want a Pizza Monster? And I said, what Pizza Monster? What are you talking about? I go look it up real quick because he didn't send me a picture this time. I said, yes. He's too late, man. I already done it. I said, man, come on.
Yeah, that was on me. I was so focused on that Hasbro stuff. It's crazy.
Did y'all see Noni's relationship or Noni's comment here?
What is that?
So what I'm learning from today's stream is that he needs to start a YouTube channel to maintain any relationship.
Oh gosh! If you're gonna be collecting, right?
I hope not.
There's times where the YouTube channel is probably more detrimental than the figure collecting.
Yeah,
because of the time consumption it takes.
There is so much time to it. Yes.
I tell you guys in the comments, and I'm not complaining. We chose to do YouTube. We're not complaining about YouTube. We enjoy it. We chose to do it. But something as simple as putting out, if you see me or Zack put out a 13, 15-minute review video, that's maybe 3 or 4 hours worth of work. Legit. It's by the time you do the review, you set up everything. If you got to take it down, you got to transfer it over to computer, do the editing on it, upload the video. once you upload it, you got to go in, fix your end screens, fix your cards, fix your monetization stuff. Like you've got to do all this work. It's about 4 hours, and for what you make on it, it's probably not worth it. So that shows you that what we're doing, we love doing,
right?
But it is a time consuming thing. So when you do have relationships, you got kids, you got wives, it's a balancing act. That's a real thing. It's a balance.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's your take on the Super 7 TMNT? He just bought Bebop for $50, which they are going up in price on their Ultimates right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they worth it?
100%.
I would say. Well, I want to say I would say so. I don't know. I think either way, $50 for anything is expensive. But in today's world, then yeah, definitely worth it.
So let me just say this. In my opinion, whenever I look at my shelf and I got my Super 7 right above my NECA right now, and when I look at that, I'm like, I could do without the Super 7 because that NECA is so good. And the size still gets me for that Super 7 stuff because they're huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, Bebop is amazing.
He is. He's one of the top. He's one of the top 2 or 3 that's been made so far.
So, guys, Damien's asked me about my 2000X stuff. Who did I wish that they would have done? So, with the Horde, I wish that they would have done the Horde Trooper. They actually had one out there that never got released. And I would like to have seen Spike-Or. Those are the 2 that I wish I would have seen made from the Staction perspective, I guess I should say. So let me show you this picture real quick of my collection that I had. I know it's not great. Back then I didn't have any kind of good camera work. But I had the 2000X Castle. I actually had kind of mixed in some MOTU Classics with it. So I had the Griffin from MOTU Classics. But there's my Stactions for the Horde. There's my Snake Men. There's my good guys, my bad guys, and my main team right there.
Did you put those lights in that, or did that come?
I did. Yeah, I had to put those in separate.
You put those in yourself, okay?
Yep. But this is my big regret, selling this.
Man, that's. I wish you could see what was on top, because you got some stuff up top too, right? Some vehicles.
So there's a couple vehicles up there, and then the Keldor is still on card.
Yeah, man, that's nice.
But
Gamers Alley has that 2000X Castle too, man. It just every time I walk by it, I'm like, man, Dan had that, and it looks so good.
So I love the mix, though. For the fact that I didn't do anything with them but sit them on the shelf. The Staction didn't bother me at all. But you have your Stactions on this shelf of the Stinkor, the Clawful, and the Web Store, compared to all the other ones are actual action figures. So, quality-wise, the action figure stood up to the actual Stactions too. Trap Jaws was my big one. It's just like with your MOTU Classics. If you go to sell them, that's going to be the biggest one I'm going to want to keep from your collection, because I know you're going to sell one day. There's your good guys. You got 2 Stactions back there in the back. I don't think I got the Battle Armor He-Man. He might be on the bottom. Let me see if he is. Here's my Horde. I actually had some MOTU Classics in here. One Side Chop. You got this right now, Scorpia. There's my big one right there. Hey, the cool thing about whenever I bought these guys again is that it's shipped from Canada. And this is kind of stupid, but it's cool too. When Mosquito and Jitsu came, Mosquito's leg was broken off, and Jitsu's ponytail was broken off. So due to the fact that those were the 2 most expensive, and I was able to go out and find very expensive auctions for where they sold individually for a certain price, I actually got this entire Staction collection for free because of shipping insurance. So that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You got your MOTUC from MOTU Classics, and there's the other one from that rare last wave was that Battle Armor He-Man.
Yeah.
Here's one you didn't ever get was the Madam. Can't remember her name right now.
What is her name? She was all up in the She-Ra cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember her name now either.
Catcher is another MOTU Classics, but here was did I not get it? I didn't get my Snake Man. For my Snake Man, I did have Jitsu down there with Clamp Champ and Fisto with my Snake Man, and the Snake Man were amazing. Now Zack, I will say this: Zack hated my my cartoons himself, but he loved this collection. I would say. When you think so, Zack?
I mean, they look really awesome.
Yeah,
I definitely love them. Jamel 2013 has a great question. Have we done our room tour videos yet?
So Mancave has never done a room tour video. I think he's scared to because his collection changes so much. But I told him he needs to do it just because he needs to. I asked him for some pictures today for the slideshow. He said, I don't have any pictures of my old collection. So he definitely needs to do it just to keep a record of what he is going through in his collection.
Well, one good thing, one benefit to me doing room tours, I could do 2 or 3 per year, and it would be a whole different collection.
Different.
You know, that's the great part about it. If I did one today, by August, I could do another one, and guys would be like, "Holy, that's a whole different thing than you just did back in March." Hey.
Yeah. See, I would say from year to year, our collection doesn't really change all that much. And besides getting the new wave figures from the year, but it's really just
it grows.
Yeah, it grows, but it's not like a crazy change.
Right.
So, but yeah, I've done a couple of room tours, and
I got one coming out soon, and it's actually going to be kind of a game I'm going to play with you guys. So we'll get that out soon, and it's going to be a giveaway in that one as well. But it's going to be a room tour where you got to find stuff on the shelves for me and throw it in the comments. So that'll be fun.
That sounded like something out of the movie Saw.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's exactly what it was.
Let's play a game.
Exactly. That's my intro. So Shadow Weaver would have been an awesome one too for the 2000X that I wish they'd have done. And she is a huge price for the MOTU Classics as well.
Hobby, they did call me out, but Dan and Zach have been calling me out about a room tour for a year probably now, and really so have all of you guys in the comments. I get that question in just totally random videos that have nothing to do with a room tour. You know, it's like I do a review of a Ninja Turtle figure, and it's like, when are you gonna do a room tour? Like, that doesn't have anything to do with my turtle.
They want to see it.
They want to see the room. I will do it. I will do it here soon. I'll get it all lined up and do it.
Like I said, most likely what we'll end up having to do, because he says that and it's never going to happen.
Yeah,
what we'll have to do is one of our live streams would actually have to be in his man cave.
Yeah,
we'll just show it off.
Dedicated week just for a room tour and man caves.
Yeah. Maybe Zach should just come over and just do a room tour and just post it to his channel. And just be like, hey guys, here's the man cave's man cave. Room tour.
Oh, that's horrible. All right, so room tour at 5,000. You're almost there, aren't you, Mancave?
We're getting close. We're getting close. Yeah. We've just so you guys, I'll go ahead and drop it in this live stream. We are doing a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm not doing like a big official video for this thing because I don't want people just subscribing just for the giveaway. My goal is to give away to the people who truly support me and watch the content. They sit around and watch these live shows, watch the 50-minute toy hunts. So in order to get the information, you got to do that. I'm not going to do a video that says, hey guys, here's all the information to do the giveaway. So we're going to give away some pretty cool stuff. We got like some Game and Watch. So we're going to hit everything, like Game and Watch. We're giving away some action figures. We're going to have a couple different giveaways, a couple different winners, but you got to go and follow me on Instagram. That's going to be the key. So go and do that. If you don't have an Instagram, go create one. Instagram is super easy. I don't like social media. I didn't like it. That's why it took me so long to get one. But once I got Instagram, I was like, this ain't like Facebook. You know, this ain't like you got to sit here and listen to everybody's thoughts and opinions, and you just follow what you want to follow. And if you just want to, I just follow action figure everything if it has to do with action figure. And it's, you know, it's pretty cool. So if you want to be part of the giveaway, go follow me on Instagram and continue to watch my videos. I'm going to give out more information on what we're going to be giving away, how you're going to be part of that giveaway or how to enter it, that sort of thing.
And he's killing me on Instagram. I've been on Instagram way longer than him. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I don't mind because, you know, I don't make any money off Instagram. So, but man, I've worked hard on Instagram. There's like 900 posts out there. I'm doing all kinds of fun reels out there now. If y'all want to go see some funny stuff, go check out the reels that I got out there. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. But I also do a lot of quick news, and that's something Mancave actually likes because it's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do both YouTube Shorts and I'll do Instagram Reels real fast, just to kind of throw out news videos for what is hitting during the week.
Yeah.
So go check both those out. Those are both big.
You get like 5 minutes worth of news out in 60 seconds.
Exactly.
Which is really nice. So if you don't have a ton of time, yeah, his Dan's Instagram is very valuable for that.
Damien, I am never, ever, ever going to give away my Thunder Tank or any of my Thundercats. Those will stay in my collection forever. And I think the only reason you sold the original Matty collector stuff was because we knew that Super 7 was doing it, right?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. We knew that was coming down the pipe. And I sold everything. I even had like Wily Kit and Wily Cat, which I hopefully we'll get that at some point. I'm surprised. I'm surprised neither of them was anywhere in the first couple waves, but I get they want to kind of save some A-list characters for down the line. But
I was so upset. Yeah. Brian, what's his name? Brian Flynn, right?
Brian Flynn.
Yeah, he had a video showing off Wave 2. And what's the girl, Zach?
Wily Kit.
Nope.
Pumira.
Pumira.
Yeah.
He showed off Pumira in the very beginning of his video, and right beside Pumira was one of the kits, Kit and Cat, one of the kids, in the first two scenes of the video. Mm-hmm. And the next scene you see her, and she just her head sculpt and the accessories comes with. So at one time, I think they were thinking about giving us one of the kits with it because she was kind of going to be probably one of the least wanted figures since we'd already had her in the Matty collector stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I put out a video on that, kind of ranting about the fact that why are we not getting that? Because it was in the video, it's sitting there, give it to us. So
I don't know.
I'm still looking at my 4 Thundercats and thinking, please come on, expand.
Well, we still only have the 4 turtles too right now.
That's true.
I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little nervous about y'all's dork side order.
I am too.
I'm almost wondering if you guys don't need to be looking for a plan B on that. I
don't know.
Maybe, but it could get a reissue if it falls through and you don't get it. They could get a reissue like Wave 1 did.
Collectible Warrior says his wife didn't want him on Instagram. There's nothing wrong with Instagram. It's Facebook that you got a problem with. Don't get on Facebook. Instagram's cool, man.
Hey, you know what? I say this, though. I say that anything you do is only as bad as you make it.
True.
So if you make it about what your wife thinks it's about, you can. That's possible. But, it's all about self-control. And, you can control what you see on Instagram, So, yeah. I'm not saying – we ain't saying go against your wife's orders by any stretch. We don't want to go on your wife's hit list, but –
oh, gosh.
All right, so here's some reveals, and I think Mancave did a rant on our shredder here from the pinball box set there.
Oh boy, sorry about that rant in the toy hunt, guys.
Yeah, so he went out to a Walmart and knew it was in stock, but they wouldn't go find it for him.
So
that's a pretty cool one we talked about last time.
Yeah,
figure's pretty sweet.
Which one?
The Toxie.
The Toxie is one big one I want to talk about.
Yeah.
The Toxie you have right now, is it glow in the dark already?
No, the eyeball is.
Okay.
Just the one eyeball, the one that's popping out of his head.
All right. So this particular version, Radioactive Red or whatever they're calling him, not only does he glow in the dark, which is awesome, but then when you put him out in UV lights, he has that red look to him. So that's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's super sweet.
Then right beside him, you got your Entertainment Earth Mutagen Man glow in the dark. That thing looks really good.
Yeah.
The insides are glowing and everything.
Y'all may should order that just so you actually have a Mutagen Man.
I don't know about that
one.
I know you guys are really excited for the Gem and the Holograms reaction figures.
Yeah.
No.
That Hordak looks sweet. I love that Hordak on Deluxe card, though.
Yeah. So that particular one is your Buzzsaw Hordak. So that's the one where his chest pops open and shoots out a little blade there.
Yeah, very cool.
But I love the fact on the Deluxes you get the 2 head sculpts.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Also, again, there's my. It's gonna go. Here we go. Come on.
Do I need glasses or is that?
No, that is horrible.
Yeah, that's
There we go.
There we go.
All right, so that was my video I put out before our stream. So get out there and watch this if y'all didn't, to see all the reveals of the week. and go out and check them all out. I've done this for several months now, putting out the top 10 reveals of the week, but it shows every reveal of the week as well. But we talked about our Marvel stuff and our Transformer stuff that we saw at the Fan Fest, and we're not going to go into detail on that. But man, that was some good stuff right there with the Ursa Major, the Thor, and the Ark. Those are my favorites.
Fantastic. Hey, just so everybody knows, if I do find this pinball box, the Krang hoodie beanie is going in the 5,000 giveaway.
Yeah.
That thing is going out of this house. So just so you know.
All right. So here was a Rectangular had this on his Instagram account. They ruined the picture by putting that Rectangular on it like that. But there's your comparison between the two suited bodies there to kind of see what they share. So it definitely looks like they're sharing the lower torso, legs, and feet there.
Hands? Is that Kingpin hands?
Maybe.
They're awful menacing looking.
Is
we
it the
have
same
both of
one?
ours. We have ours on fisted only. I don't have any open hands.
I was going to say, who had open hands like that? Who had like to hold that cane like he's got? Have we gotten any build?
So he does have a cane holding, but not that open. His is more closed off.
Okay.
But I had people in the comments saying this was not the Mr. Hyde they wanted to get.
I mean, it's not the best thing in the world. I like it, but I don't know.
He's got those bloodshot eyes. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Definitely, but
yeah, I'm definitely getting this guy. But you know what's crazy? We talk about the fact that when it does go for pre-order, that we're going to go to Dorkside and try to just grab the Build-A-Figure. But like with the Ursa Major, that Ursa Major sold out within an hour as a Build-A-Figure.
Wow.
What'd you think about the April reveal?
looks great.
Mancave, this is more in your alley right here for your movie turtles.
I like it. Will she get a yellow rain jacket? Because didn't she put a yellow rain jacket on over this?
Over her dress here or something?
Didn't they do that in the movie? I don't know, guys in the comments. Try to remember back. It seems like when she was coming out, she put on a yellow rain jacket at some point in the movie. It's been a year or so since I watched it.
It's been 10 years since I watched it.
Okay, well.
So Noni is asking for an April Casey 2-back. I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's happening either. I think this will be an individual.
I don't know what happened.
Well, you got to think about this, though, man, Cave. How many individual movie figures have you got? And everything's been 2-pack, right? Besides the Super Shredder.
I think this is going to be like the Toka Razar NECA only website. That's what I think. Because whenever, what's her real name? I can't remember her real name. Golly, it's on the tip of my tongue. I actually follow her on YouTube.
Judith Hogue. She made it very clear to NECA that I want people to be able to get this figure very easy. That's my rule for agreeing to give you my likeness. The only way for that to occur is for it to be a pre-order like Token Razar were, where people have 2 weeks, a month, whatever they're going to do to pre-order the figure. Right.
And then I think it'll be gone. I honestly, I don't think we'll see this in retail. I think this will go to NECA's website. That is totally my opinion. I have nothing to substantiate that opinion. That's just what I think will happen.
Yeah. Or they could do both. I mean, they've been putting stuff on their NECA website that's been in the stores too.
They could. That's the potential's there, but I definitely think a NECA store pre-order will be there for this figure.
It's going to be outrageously expensive then again.
Yeah, because of the shipping. Yeah,
again, it wouldn't surprise me if we got her with Casey with the unmasked.
So yeah, the Casey unmasked. Yeah, that's definitely needed too. So
yeah.
So here's the packaging for the Muckman for NECA. What you think about that?
Yes, sir. Bring it on.
Definitely.
I'm loving that.
And it's actually coming with some ooze or some slime, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I hope that doesn't like rip the paint off the figure.
I think I'll let that be. Leave the slime. I don't mess with slime.
Yeah, I didn't do any of the slime on my He-Man stuff. That was one of the things I did not purchase was the slime pit from the Horde back in the day.
Yeah. Toronto Freddy did also just kind of second my motion that she did appear in the yellow raincoat at the beginning of the film. I thought she did. And I could see NECA doing a soft goods type of raincoat. So that would be cool if they do that.
I haven't seen anything with the New Blood Ultimate Jason Voorhees Toronto. Not yet.
Javi says all their figures should be that way, not just her fig. And I agree. I have a feeling that's not on NECA, though. I got a feeling that's on the licensor.
Probably.
That's putting requirements on how they have to handle these. I'm sure NECA's prerogative would be, let's put everything on NECA store, sell everything as a pre-order. We make what's pre-ordered, and we move to the next figure. You know, I mean, that would be their best way to make money. So,
yeah.
All right, be good, John Turner. All right, so what y'all think about I know you don't collect these, but what'd you think about the new reveals for the Masters of the WWE Universe?
So about that,
yeah.
Are you starting that collection too?
I didn't collect those.
Oh my gosh!
I did buy some of these from a guy on Instagram last night. So I even bought the WWE wrestling ring, the MOTU WWE wrestling ring in package.
There's been a couple of them, so.
But I love these right here. Andre, Sergeant, Bret Hart. I mean, that's like three of my top 20 wrestlers right there in that one wave.
And then you get your Junkyard Dog as Spikor.
Yeah.
So the big thing is to look at these and to know who they are supposed to be in your MOTU world. You recognize who everybody is?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you got Titus, I guess, as Andre. Triclops for Bret Hart, and then Man-at-Arms for the Sergeant Slaughter.
Spikor. Did you say Spikor?
Yep, Spikor for Junkyard Dog.
And Man-at-Arms as Sergeant Slaughter is perfect. You know. I don't know if I'd have had Bret Hart as Triclops.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about, but I know why they did it, because those glasses, the way they do those glasses, that's his signature glasses.
Right.
You know, he has those bright pink, you know, almost like outfielder in baseball would wear type of glasses. So that part's cool. But Andre the Giant's probably good as far as who he is. So
Talisac says the 4-pack is starting to hit down in the South now for the Turtles.
Really? Okay.
Get on it, Talisac. You're the man on this now. I'm relying on you.
So what you think about this 2-pack right here with Mankind and Stone Cold? Got those big old knee braces on Stone Cold.
I like it. Are these Ultimate figures, or are these just going to be Elites? Are they going to be basic?
Called?
I mean, they look like basics.
Elite.
No, those are definitely Elite, I think.
Okay, so
there's Elite right there.
Well, so no, but go back to the others. Notice how they have no chest articulation. That's a basic.
Oh, okay.
So is there?
But see how the Rock has chest articulation. That's pretty much the difference between and a basic.
Okay. So these both look really good once they get these printed out. I think they would look good.
Yeah. But I prefer the Mankind from the Stone Cold Steve Austin. I prefer that version with kind of the browner colored pants.
Yeah. But he's more of the evil Mankind, right? Versus whenever you had the Rock and Sock connection.
Yes.
He was kind of a funny, good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got your Matt Hardy and Hogan.
Look at that Hogan. Man.
You got the black eye.
Got the black eye, yep. I'm about tired of Matt Hardy. I'm about tired of them just giving us one of him everywhere. But that Hogan looks phenomenal.
So fan choice Amazon exclusive for those two Ultimates. And then here's another Hulk Hogan with a crazy looking face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another Bret Hart there.
Face sculpt. That's probably the best face sculpt they've given us for a Bret Hart, probably.
Yep. So I didn't go into all these details. There is a video out this week if you want to go see all the WrestleMania 37 reveals from this week. Go out there and check that out on my channel. But those are the top hits for me. I saw that Hordak. We talked about this in my other video, but they didn't actually talk about it during the Fan Fest. I shouldn't say that. They didn't talk about it during the Fan Fest. Everybody could watch. They did it on the ones that subscribers could buy and see on the night before. But to me, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Domino especially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I complained a lot about the legs, not having legs for Cannonball, but I mean, he's sitting up flying in my shelf right now. I don't need legs for him.
Yeah. I mean, you always say you want something, but then how are you really going to display him, you know, using his powers or not?
Yeah, I just wanted the option. That's
yeah.
what I wanted to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
Mancave, did you end up getting the Cannonball on your shelf?
Yeah, he's up there. He's on the He's with the X-Force team.
And then you were showing off that you got Bishop at the convention.
Yeah, I got Bishop at the convention. Exactly.
Did you get a good price on that?
Yeah, $25.
Oh.
So he's about 40 in package, 40, 45 on my car and eBay in package.
Dang.
So,
Yeah, I could see Bishop being one of those more pricey ones.
Yeah. Which really, if you go back and start trying to put together X-Men teams, he's one of the more cheaper ones on the secondary market. You know,
Really?
You look at Rogues and Psylocke and all those guys. You know, you're talking $60 to $80 a figure. So,
Fortnite we talked about. I don't know why I got that in there. Star Wars. All right, here's the box I didn't get to show off in my last video for the front and back of the HasLab Sentinel. The artwork looks really good on the box itself. It kind of wraps around it so you can see the whole scene. And it's massive. All right, here is that slag. Slag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mancave, that's slag, right?
that's slag.
All right, so we were just told up earlier in the chat, and I can't remember who said it, guys, sorry, that this is real. This is the real one. So excited about this. Looks good. He's got the little Daniel up on his shoulders. Did you see that?
Yep.
He's up there in his suit up on his shoulders.
Which looks like
I guess that was Daniel. Was that Daniel or Spike?
I think it was Daniel.
Okay.
I think and it looks like a reissue of the wheelie as well, because you're looking at the legs. There's no articulation in it. That kind of annoys me, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got to catch up on the chat here for a second too. I haven't looked at anything with the other glow-in-the-dark figures if they went up in price, like the Baxter. Now that Mutant Man has been revealed, I don't know about that one, Nani. We didn't purchase that one. Haven't purchased any of the specials yet. Spike. So that is Spike? Okay.
Oh, it is Spike. It wasn't Daniel.
Okay.
I wonder how we know. How do we know? Was Spike the one that was in that little suit? It seems like I thought both of them was in that suit. I can't remember. I need to go back and watch the movie.
To me, if it's the 86 movie, I thought it was Daniel. But I love this. I mean, this size comparison. I would have thought that Grimlock would have been, standing head over heels over him, but they're standing head to head. So that's cool.
Who's the one in the wheelchair?
Oh, shoot.
I know it's not him, but I was wondering what was action figure expert says no, it is Daniel.
Okay.
So we don't like any of the McFarlane Justice League figures, really.
Well, Aquaman's the worst.
Yeah, he's completely the worst.
He's very disappointing. But yeah, we've talked about that before. Aquaman didn't look very good at all.
Hey, yeah, if anybody remembers from the show, who was the guy in the wheelchair? Because there was that third guy in the wheelchair in the show as well.
Yeah. I'm just so happy they're doing the Dinobots. We need like a good rendition of the Dinobots in the Studio 86 line. I think the last one we got were maybe like Power of the Primes. They're small. They're too small to really fit into this main line we got now. So I think they'll be very hot figures, especially if they come out and do a third one and it's like Swoop. I think people will go nuts. And those prices on those figures, if you want a Grimlock, you better go ahead and grab one.
That's true.
I think the prices, once people kind of figure out, oh man, they're going to do all five. Yeah. I think the prices on Grimlock will go up.
Yep, Jerry's got it. It was Chip. Chip was in the wheelchair.
Yep, that's right. Chip was in the wheelchair. Yep.
Tim, Chip, Chess, Justin, Season of Wonder Transform. So 3 of them got it. Four of us got it. 3 of them got it. Here's up your alley again. I know you just picked up a reaction figure for your Raphael. Does this look any good to you? I know we talked about the pig last week.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I want their ultimates. I want them to tease some ultimate stuff. You know, I'm not tired. They do Super 7 and everything. So, you know, the Super 7 reveals don't seem to get all that much hype just because they literally have a Super 7 reaction figure for every single thing out there, music industry, comic book industry, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really get that much hype around them, but I want to see some Ultimates Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
So I know if I need to sell this whole shelf right here or not.
Yeah. So do we know when these are coming out? Because I feel like I've already.
They're out. They are out. Big Bad's got them right now, right, Mancave?
Who?
Big Bad has these up for pre-order right now, I think, don't they?
Yeah, I think they're up for pre-order. Yeah.
Because I've seen Toy Bro review these.
Oh wow. So
I'm assuming they probably sent them to him early.
Yeah, he gets everything early from Super 7.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about Rita's chest area. Very spiky. Was that part of the show?
That's how it is, bud.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very offensive.
Very.
As a child, I was scarred.
Yeah.
All right, so we were talking about Hot Toys. Here's a new thing that Hot Toys doing: Iron Man: The Origins collection. So I don't know how far they're going to go with this.
It's pretty sweet looking right there.
Yeah, it's got that like clear plastic around it.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand that though. What's the significance of that clear plastic around it?
I don't know. And is that what the Origins collection is going to be all about? Is having that clear plastic around it too?
I'd love to know what that's meant to be. Maybe I need to just go out to Sideshow and read. Maybe it's got it in the description. Maybe it explains what that clear overlay is. But I don't understand that. To me, I think the figure will look better without it. But
maybe.
Well, if you notice, look there in the middle diorama there, and you see the helmet and the pieces there. Those don't have it.
True. That's right. They don't. See, I don't know what that is. I don't remember his suit causing that in any kind of comic book story. You know, maybe in a storyline. I don't know. If anybody in the comments knows what's up with the clear coat over everything.
And then they had Hot Toys had a Batman Beyond from the Arkham Knight game, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool review. I got a video out there with them teasing that one as well. Hero 702, we're not really going into that today. We showed that off on Friday in our live stream about the HasLab reveal. Fantastic Four stuff. So
long live stream talking about all that.
Mm-hmm.
This was my favorite. One of my favorites of the week was that Pizza Monster. So that scale, and it's just came out of nowhere, guys.
Man.
That's exciting.
Make sure
so none of these says the clear plastic is for LED lights.
LED lights, okay. You know, the fact that NECA dropped this out of nowhere with no tease, no hint, makes you wonder what else they got up their sleeve, you know?
Honestly, like what are we going to see in the next week or two?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah, because they're supposed to be like throwing out something new on every, Monday or Friday, or what are they doing?
Every Friday, I believe.
Friday, I think.
So this is what mine will look like because I got 3 ordered.
Oh, you did end up ordering more?
Mm-hmm. I had to get my Rat King and Vernon ordered too, so I just went ahead and made one. I did one order for the one, and I was like, wait, I can save on shipping? So I went ahead and ordered 2 more and then the Rat King Vernon just to make sure I get it.
Yeah. Well, you do have to wait for whenever they all come in.
Oh.
But at least we'll have one Pizza Monster if it comes in first.
True.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the frogs. There's supposed to be one set out there somewhere. I saw it one time and then nothing else.
That's odd.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be one set of the frogs, then the 4-pack, then the next set of the frogs. So I'm not sure what happened to the first set. I mean, we haven't even really seen like this type of teaser image for the frogs, have we?
Yes.
Oh, we have seen these. We have seen
have.
official
For the first set of frogs, not for the second set. Damien, I think Mancave in one of his videos yelled out for Irma there, didn't you?
Yeah, I think that's got to be Irma in the picture. I think they teased her in the picture, probably to see, let us find the Easter egg.
You think that's coming?
Oh yeah, Irma's got to come. She was in about every episode. She's 100% coming.
So how do you think it should be released though?
She would probably be in a 2-pack with probably a villain, probably some villain that'll come up down the line.
How about the boss, April's boss? I
don't know if he'll. I think he'll come. I think we'll get the whole Channel 6 news crew. But I would see him coming down the line again with probably a B-list villain, kind of like what, Vernon did with Rat King,
Mm-hmm.
Or we could see it as a 2-pack, and that's just what we see next Friday.
Maybe. I just don't see them doing those two together.
If it's made to order, I mean,
yeah,
they could.
All right, man, Cave. You got this pre-ordered.
There's a lot of hurt souls out there in my comment section on my video that covers this, because they waited to do the pre-order, or they just didn't see it. If you weren't watching the live stream, you may not have heard about this for 12, 24 hours, or by the time you even heard about it, it's gone, it's sold out.
So guys, I posted a video of the Jay and Silent Bob doing the showing off of this Prime figure and its auto transformation. And guys, that video got up to 230,000 views on it before I took it down because I was worried for copyright stuff. Oh my gosh, guys. The biggest thing in that video that's throwing everybody off is the fact that rather than saying transform, they say convert.
Mm-hmm.
But
talk on that a little bit.
Transform can be used though.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he got there's a CNET video where they gave one to CNET and let CNET do a review, and she used transform and he transforms as well. So convert is just an option. So, however, Hasbro, I don't know why Hasbro didn't give them cue cards that said, Autobots transform. Like people would have loved to have heard that and seen him transform on the table, but you can do that. CNET did it in their video.
Yeah, the majority of my comments, which there were several thousand comments on my video, were convert. What in the world is convert? Why are they doing that? What's wrong with them? Do they not know what transformers are?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got yours ordered, huh?
Got it ordered, man. The only thing I did wrong was not order 2.
Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me,
man! My God, well, day one these are going to go for about $2,000 on the secondary market.
Probably not. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So for the people that ordered 2 or 3, they'll sell 1 and pay for both.
Hey, notice on the box there it says Transformers #1. I wonder if this is limited. It says collector's edition, but I wonder if they're like limited and numbered, or if they're just saying that this is the first Transformer that they've got.
I would say this is #1 in the Transformer series that they may do.
Wow.
So I think this company probably thinks in their mind, as fast as this sold out, this is probably a gold mine to them.
Oh yeah.
They've been making these robots and probably selling 1,500 of them, over the course of a year, and then they do this, and who knows how many thousand probably sold out in, a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, another thing what everybody was talking about was the small soldiers, and the fact that this looks very similar to how they would kind of delight and kill you in your sleep.
When I saw him moving, I was like, that's Archer. Like, that is Archer right there moving across the table.
Yeah.
So $6.99, that is a crazy price point. I would have never, ever – I mean, that's more than HasLab. That's more than anything HasLab has done, more than the Thunder Tank.
Yep.
And you questioned it. I don't even think you did it. You didn't order the Thunder Tank, did you?
I didn't order Thunder Tank.
Wow.
But none of that talks to you, transforms itself, has 5,000 components in it. The Masterpiece Optimus Prime was $450 with like 257 components that you had to transform on your own.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has 5,000 components and transforms himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from a price standpoint, there's no question if this thing is worth $700. It is worth $700. I think where the question comes is it worth $700 to you?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're not a Prime fan, this ain't $700. This ain't worth $700. You know, so I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, but the value is there. I think that's a fact. And you'll do nothing but make money on it if you bought it. If you bought it and have buyer's regret, you can probably sell it for double or triple what you paid for it, probably day one that it comes out. So.
All right. So that was it for all the news of the week. Kind of getting back into our subject of where, why, when, how, all that good stuff of collecting. So as an adult, Mancave, did you say, so you went through your masterpieces with Transformers?
A couple times.
You had also several of the combiners. So those were third party, right?
Those were third party.
And so what was your favorite combiner that you had?
Probably the Bruticus. And I can't remember what third party company had. You remember the Bruticus?
Oh gosh, that thing was awesome.
It was the best Bruticus that's ever been put out. I can't remember what company it was now. I don't think it was Fans Toys. But yeah, I had a Devastator, combiner, third party. Everything I did was third party because third party is where it's at. They just make better figures typically than Hasbro does. Hasbro. I've been made fun of.
I make fun of you so much.
About 5 times for being Hasbro. So it ain't Hasbro. I'm sorry. Hasbro.
I have made fun of you so many times for that. Actually, me and Zach just sit and laugh at it.
Yeah, go look at my comment section and you can get some more fun out of it.
Oh my gosh. All right, so you went through Transformers. You're into MOTU Classics and got in and out of the Origins, and you're back into it again.
Back into Origins. I've been in and out of Legends a couple times, 3 times.
All right, you got your Power Rangers back there and that's the Lightning Collection.
Stuck with them so far. Been in and out of Mortal Kombat for Storm Collectibles.
All right, you also had the SH Figure Arts for the Street Fighter.
I did. Sold those and went into Storm Collectibles. Oh man.
So I can remember, you're talking about the first thing you got was your Mirage Turtles.
Yeah.
But I can remember your first Mercari purchase. Craigslist. You're right. Man, Mercari wasn't around back then.
Mercari didn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah. So your first Craigslist purchase was this huge lot this guy gave you for a cheap price of Marvel Select.
Yes.
And DC Direct figures.
Correct.
So at the time, of course, I wasn't collecting the Selects. I was collecting the DC Direct stuff. So I actually talked you into selling me those before you sold what I didn't care about on eBay.
Right. It was like 30 figures or 30-something figures for like $200.
Yeah.
And they were $20 figures, at that time. I think Marvel Select was about $20 then.
What stood out for you in that first purchase that you remember? Was Venom in that one?
Probably the Anti-Venom.
Anti-Venom was in that.
I loved the big white Anti-Venom with the big hands, and he's been a stand-in for a lot of Marvel Legends line for a little while. Yeah,
we had him in ours. He's big. We had him in ours for a while, kind of squatting down, but we finally ended up biting the bullet and getting rid of him.
Also, with the regular Anti-Venom, the Marvel Legends version.
Well, we got into a point before we were making any kind of money on YouTube that we had to kind of sell some stuff. So we grabbed up a bunch of our selects, like our Thanos and our a few other ones, and sold all those. And Zach, he's talking about the fact that our collection hasn't done nothing but grow.
I'm saying, what is your Anti-Venom right now, though?
Yes, the Marvel Legends.
It is Marvel Legends, okay. Yeah.
Which I don't like very much, but
I put the numbers together of how many Legends we've actually sold, and we've sold more than we own. So yeah,
really,
yeah.
Shoot.
So as the toy biz goes, and we kind of upgrade and downgrade and all that kind of junk over the years with the Hasbro putting out their stuff, we have actually sold more Legends than we own now.
Wow.
So that's crazy.
Damien, Captain Planet was amazing. And Action Figure Expert, 100% put myself with the Anti-Venom figure. That was the sharpest, like he had the sharpest little symbiote coming off of him of any figure I think I've ever messed with.
Yeah,
So
totally.
what's sharper, the anti-venom or Toka?
Ooh,
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
I'd probably say the anti-venom was.
Think so?
Probably the anti-venom. I think the plastic was a little more rigid
Yeah.
than Toka's is.
But yeah, those are probably two of the ones that are definitely not kid friendly at all.
I know.
Yeah, aggravating. Especially when you're trying to put that anti-venom, like hook him to his base. That's when he would get you, when you're trying to like screw him into the peg. So, yeah.
So, Zach, you said you think what you missed the most is the DC that we had.
Well, I wouldn't say
which specific part of the DC do you think?
Oh, I love the Green Lantern stuff. Green Lantern, Titans. Those were probably my two biggest ones that I probably miss.
Mm-hmm.
So our Blackest Night Green Lantern, especially, I think, was amazing. We had that full set.
They went so deep in the Green Lantern universe.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what made it so fantastic. Here recently I started collecting some of the Green Lantern stuff from the DC universe. And man, it was just amazing how deep they went. And you're sitting there looking at like DC Multiverse now, and you're like, man, he couldn't get that deep in our lifetime. At this point, at this pace, Zach, you might be around, but me and Dan will be gone by the time he ever gets to, Larfleeze,
With Green Lantern stuff, yeah. The fact that he's only done, I don't know, what would it be, like 2 Green Lantern figures now?
Yeah, you got one that was one was the animated and the other, and they're both John Stewart.
They're both John Stewart, exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I say, I mean, it's like he just gets on a kick for one thing. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So this was before we actually had it all up on the top white shelf. We had it kind of split off into 2 separate stuff.
Now, do you have a mixture of direct and universe in there?
That Hal Jordan with the white lantern up at the front is universe.
Yeah.
The black lantern, Hal Jordan, was universe. Mm-hmm. The Flash white lantern was universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe the Aben Sur, but everything else was direct.
Okay.
And my gosh, DC Direct did an amazing job on their figures. Now, the articulation was kind of lacking.
Yeah.
But, man, they look so good.
Well, man, even, me and you unboxed all those Superman DC Directs that I bought, and they're up here on the shelf. Yeah. And even today, even in 2021, we were admiring the amazingness of the sculpts on those.
Yeah.
I mean, the sculpts have stood the test of time from DC Direct.
Completely.
Not the articulation by any stretch, but the sculpts have certainly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably not my whole DC collection, but this particular portion, my Blackest Night, was my most regretted portion that I sold off.
Yep.
Because that one took me a while to actually build, and Mancave will tell you I'm cheap. I was very cheap back in the day because I was funding my own collection. So there was, it was very difficult to go out and spend anything more than my $4, and then it jumped up to $8 like we talked about last stream, and then it jumped up to $15 that I went to, now $20, and we talked about the fact that we're going up to $23 a figure now. So
yep.
So that was always hard for me to jump into something and finish a line like this right here, and it looked amazing. And like I said, we made a killing off of it at the time compared to what I spent on it. Tripled the money that I spent on it to be able to push towards the continuing our Marvel Legends collection that we did.
I just wonder what he's going for now.
I know, really.
We need to figure that out at some point.
Yeah.
I'm scared too. I'm scared to go and look at that and say, why did I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said right now, Mancave, everything in the aftermarket is just, everybody's jumping into stuff. It's just skyrocketing.
Everybody right now. It's really a bad time to try to jump into vintage toys, to be honest. It's a really bad time to jump. And I'm not saying that's not quite vintage there yet, but anything that is not still in production, it's a bad time to try to jump in.
Yeah.
I can't believe it happened during COVID. That's what blows my mind is, the economy, the economy was bad and everything. And it's like people have more money to spend on collectibles now than they ever have.
Mm-hmm.
More bored and they get a hobby to do something, right?
I think that's the thing. People just sitting around their house, more than ever, and looking for things to do. Go back to childhood. I love that.
So action figures, for that answers your question. I had 2 or 3, 4. What do we have? 4 of the Movie Masters here, just so I could get those extra crazy Green Lanterns there in the center.
Mm-hmm.
I know Goo, she was actually, or she, whatever the heck it is, was actually Marvel Universe. That was the only one they did kind of crazy like that in the movie version.
That's a great show.
I mean, I even look at this, especially up at the top left corner. Shark figure was one of my favorites. I think you ended up having Shark one time, didn't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was one of my favorites right there.
Yep.
That whole shelf is pretty. I mean, the Trices back there, Larfleeze. That's just a cool shelf right there.
Yep. And that was the Build-A-Figure for the Kilowog.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the DC Direct version, would have been shorter, like Arkillo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is nostalgic and brings tears to the eyes that we had and is gone. But the funny thing is, Zach, we don't even have room for it.
No, we wouldn't.
Oh my gosh, y'all could. Yeah, you guys would. Y'all need multiple rooms to fit.
If we had to do this, yeah.
Because literally, this was 500 figures for DC when we sold this, and it was literally the entire glass case. It actually overtook how many Marvel Legends we had, because the Marvel Legends were on this shelf first, and we had to finally just move these guys over here because there was so many more DC at the time.
Yep. I mean, we don't really have that much more Legends now than DC figures then.
Mm-mm.
We only have
we have 700 Marvel figures right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, guys, I'm sorry my pictures are blurry, but this was our Justice Society and Injustice type shelf we had with the DC. So, had some nice stuff back then.
Lobo
was a SDCC. That thing was awesome.
Mm-hmm. That was a great Lobo. Outside of the Storm Collectibles Lobo that's come out here recently, that's the best Lobo ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Collectible Warrior, good point too, what we was talking about earlier about, with stimulus checks and stuff. We've gotten multiples over 2020 and then this year. So that may have helped some too, as far as people being able to have that extra money to kind of go and spend outside where they normally would. Hey, let me go pick up something from my childhood. Let's grab a vintage toy or a vintage video game system or whatever the case may be. So yeah, good point, Collectible Warrior.
Mm-hmm. So we all do different things. I've been watching people in my neighborhood, and probably everybody's seeing this, but there's been so many people in my neighborhood that have actually just been doing upgrades to their houses with the stimulus checks. They've done like driveway work and landscape work and stuff like that. One neighbor sees somebody doing it, then all of a sudden you got 4 other neighbors that are doing the same thing. So I think that's where their stimulus checks are going. Mancave, I think a lot of us in the chat are with you on that though.
Mm-hmm. But why would you upgrade your house when you can buy a TMNT party wagon? Come on, let's be realistic here.
Oh gosh.
Had our full Metal Men set there with the that was cool whenever they actually jumped over and did the Signature Series stuff from the MOTU Collector.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gave you the oversized lead figure in the Platinum and 10 2-pack.
Those are cool right there.
I love those figures too.
Those are really nice, yeah. They go for a nice little penny too.
That was my Batman setup whenever I sold it.
That's cool. The Clayface figure back there.
Clayface was one of my favorites. I had the Man Bats back there, the SDC white one and the DC Direct one there.
Yep.
Mad Hatter was one of my favorites. I did go back and purchase that Batman right there again. So I do have that Batman just for nostalgia's sake.
The middle
in my collection.
Right there in the middle.
Yep.
That Bane back there was really nice, but what in the world were they doing with his legs?
Yeah, his legs were so split out, and it was horrible.
Yeah, you couldn't bring him in. They were permanently split out like that. But the sculpt of the figure, they had the legs right. It was a fantastic sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this isn't what I sold. This isn't the portion I got to the sold part here. Let me see if I can get to that.
That Hawk and Dove look really good too.
Yeah, those were one of the last waves of the universe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get to the actual portion where I sold it. See if I got a good picture of that. So, Mancave, talk to me about your experience as you started getting into it as an adult. You never, at the time, were buying a lot of stuff at the Rebels and the Heroes Con stuff. You were actually still doing most of your stuff online.
Yeah, for the most part. I wasn't going to conventions and stuff. You know, a lot of it, I just didn't have a lot of money back then. You know, so I was a lot more constrained. You know, as far as what I could do. So if I could go out there and pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store and then not charge it until it actually, would ship, that helped me from a budget standpoint a lot better. I probably was a lot. Well, I was way more under control back then, than.
Well, a lot of your stuff during the time that Zach and I were doing the convention searching, you were doing a lot of statues and a lot of comic books.
Statues and comic books, yeah. I was a lot more focused on comics in the early 2000s, and from probably I had a lull in there from kind of when I got out of high school up until probably about 2006 or so. And then when me and you started reading all the graphic novels, you started picking up the graphic novels for me to start reading. The more I started getting into that, the more that would make me want to go buy a figure, think about figures or a statue of somebody. So I got real big into like Bowen Designs statues. And that was kind of actually my wife. She helped get me there back in like, we weren't married at the time or anything, but.
Yeah, she bought that Hawkeye figure for you that first Christmas, right?
No, the first one that she actually bought for me is right up there. It's the Muhammad Ali Superman Bowen Design statue. And that was my first statue that I ever had. And we weren't married. I mean, we had just kind of started dating, and come home one night and I'd taken her to Heroes downtown. And I was like, man, they had it in there for like a year. And I was like, I've always wanted this. Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite athletes of all time. Superman obviously is one of our favorites. And so she surprised me. And that's kind of started me down the path of statues. So you're right. When we would go to toy conventions, you guys would be filling your Marvel Legends gaps, which was fun because y'all would have y'all's list, and man, y'all would come out of there with a ton of loose Marvel Legends. That was back in the day when, you go to these conventions and they'd have Marvel Legends like hanging up in racks. You remember that? Like, I mean, they'd have 75 loose Marvel Legends, and you guys are y'all were like kids in a candy store, And every now and then I'd find a statue, like the Gambit. I bought that Gambit.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
$189, sold it for $750.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's just. I was more statues and comics, but comics were my main thing then. I probably was spending more money on comics than anything.
So here is, and it's blurry, guys. I'm so sorry. This is so blurry. But that was the DC collection when it got put up on eBay and sold for $5K. So it was full. You had the white shelf up there with all the Green Lanterns, the Black as Night stuff. That whole top shelf was amazing looking. Yeah. You had your Batman here in the center section. Right there in the center section was our Batman stuff. You had our Metal Man and kind of the outer space people right here, and your Doom Patrol, Superman villains. What do you call this? More Superman villains. This was more the dark side stuff, the New Gods. Here's your Titan stuff Zach was, in love with because we had all those. We had our JSA, our JLA, our Injustice stuff. And then we jumped in right at the end. We jumped into the New 52 stuff, which looked really good.
Yep.
But like I said, we kind of got to that point where it's like, we got to make a decision. What are we going to do? If we're going to keep on collecting Marvel Legends, we got to get rid of something or else we can't afford it. And we did. We self-funded it by selling that and going to keep on doing our Legends. But like I said, when I sold this, we got that big money. Sold that. I bought my loose 2000X stuff, which was so good. But then I got to that point where I finished that collection because I bought them all. And I was like, well, now they're just sitting there. What am I doing? Nothing. So let me sell those too. But again, it's just regret. Oh,
I still can't believe how big the Green Lantern section is. Like how many figures there are.
Again, extremely blurry, but that was it right there. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah. That's what I say. They went so deep between DC Direct and DC Universe. You could pretty much have any figure that was in any of the comic book storylines. From a Green Lantern standpoint. I mean, from a lantern, not just green, from a lantern standpoint.
Yep.
One of those two companies produced about every character.
This was majority probably DC Direct though.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you, I cannot believe that they shut DC Direct, DC Collectibles down.
Yeah. Well, even the new stuff they were doing was pretty nice. I mean, it was very nice actually. The Essentials line. The Essentials line looked really good. You know, the line they were doing when they shut down.
The Collection Warrior said I downgraded my TV for everything to fit. So this same display is being used right now, and we are actually going to take that spot where the TV is, and that will be our NECA diorama for our turtles. So we are hoping it is going to fit in there. The measurements are kind of off because they only measured up to the top of the roof, and they didn't do the roof skyline, the cardboard, and they didn't do that little tower thing. So I'm hoping that this is going to fit.
So Collectible Warrior, what they're telling you is not only have they downgraded their TV, but now they don't even have a TV.
Exactly.
The family's just going to sit around and look at the NECA diorama on Friday night.
All right, you got a question here, Mancave, from Action Figure Expert.
Let's see. Mr. Mancave, not really. There were thousands of lanterns out there in the comics. The toy companies, haven't given Kim the service they did do the essence of the.
Uh-oh.
Well,
so
I'm sure they didn't do every single one, but any that anybody would know the name of, they did it.
Yes.
Yeah, they did a lot.
Yep. So one of my favorites was the blonde lady, Arisa. I don't know if you remember her or not. I liked her, blonde alien.
Maybe, I don't know.
And I also like my Guardian figures. Those were cool.
Those were cool. That was DC Direct, right? Did Universe ever do Guardians?
No.
They didn't, yeah.
But, I think here's the problem, you got DC Direct, and it's DC Direct, right? Whereas McFarlane, he has so many other lines that he's got his hands in. He's doing his Spawn now. He's got his Mortal Kombat. He's got his Dune. He's got what else he got?
Fortnite.
What's the anime stuff he does?
My Hero Academia.
Yep.
He does some other stuff too.
Yeah, he's got other stuff more than just that. He does sports. He's got sports. The figures for they're kind of like Stactions, in a sense. He does those sports figures, the McFarlane sports line. So yeah, he's all over the place, man. He is everywhere. I mean, he's doing Kickstarters. You imagine what a big undertaking doing a Kickstarter campaign is that does over $3 million. So
I want to show y'all one more picture of the collection. At the time that we sold the DC, this was the Marvel.
Yeah.
So we had those two shelves side by side, and like I said, I built both of those. One of them at one time was in a doorway. The other one was kind of back in this same corner. When we originally did it, one of them was specifically for DC. One of them was specifically for Marvel when we split it off. Marvel got so big, they ended up jumping over to the glass shelf. DC ended up getting so big, I had to end up swapping and building a second shelf for Marvel right here. But again, like I said, DC at the time was more than what we had on these Marvel shelves. And you see those Build-A-Figures on the side there on the corner shelves. So we've kept all these shelves. We've expanded and built as we went. So I know Mancave, with yours and how you collect, you pretty much within the last 2 years started doing maybe 3 years, started doing the IKEA stuff.
Yeah, probably about the last 3 years. And then, here about, I don't know, into last year, we revamped and got rid of all the brown shelves and went with the white shelves and then put lighting in all of them and, like this type of stuff back here behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've kind of swapped it up a little bit here recently.
Oh, yeah, Collectible Warrior, those corner shelves, yeah, those build figures are amazing. The only one we don't have still is we did get rid of our Apocalypse. That was one of our, hey, we need some money because our collection money from our DC sale is starting to dwindle away. So we did sell the Apocalypse to get some money because we did have the Hasbro one instead. Hey, how do you say it? Hasbro. But yeah, like I said, my pictures back in the day weren't the greatest quality. I didn't have the nice smart cameras like I do now. The smart, but I like I said, I asked Mancave before if he had any shots, and he said, "No, man, I ain't taking no pictures of it."
I didn't. Even now, I don't take pictures other than my thumbnails on my YouTube videos. I need to do a better job of. I need to do a better job of kind of going through and cataloging what I have.
Well, if you do a room tour, that's sort of how you catalog it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Mancave, what lights are you using for the white bookshelves? Are they the separated battery-powered ones?
No, these are
have to drill holes.
Yeah, these are plug-ins. Had to drill holes for the wires to come through. I can't remember what the name of them were, but I got them at IKEA as well. And then I have it all tied into one button. I just have a button, and when I hit it, it cuts all the lights in the room on. So it works out pretty good.
So yeah, we all collect differently. I know like some guys have the plastic shelves that they put their stuff on. You look at Chartemis, he's got some of the plastic stuff. I would love to actually have all mine behind glass.
Oh yeah,
just to keep the dust out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mancave definitely, as much money as you put into it, much time you put into those lights, you got to show them shelves off, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get her done here soon. Before 5,000, we'll do a room tour. Before 5,000.
So, guys, I did just pass 8,000. We had mentioned that Optimus Prime video that I did, and that video actually put me past 8,000 subscribers. So I appreciate it all guys, all the support you guys give me.
Congratulations, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Can y'all tell me why y'all started collecting? I know, Zach, you said because I put them in your face, but you chose to collect some things yourself whenever you went to Turtles.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I like a good figure when I see one. And even though like I said, I still haven't seen the animated, TMNT cartoon, I like Turtles. I don't know probably what really got me into that. I don't know if it was Nickelodeon and stuff. I don't know, but I've liked Turtles. Why I like Thundercats. So watching that, but I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, and all that has been this year, or not necessarily this year, but within the last calendar year.
It's been new.
Everything we got in the black shelf is all new stuff.
Right, everything's on that black shelf.
And I jumped into the G.I. Joe classified because I just had so much nostalgia for my G.I. Joes that I had as a kid. I love them things, and at first when I looked at them, I wasn't excited, but once I got them in hand and I have them on the shelf. It's still something that Zack has not got into. He never went and watched my G.I. Joe series because he wasn't in the Army stuff. But it's definitely one of my favorites still.
So the Collectible Warrior, so I slept in the room with my collection for years. And just recently, we actually moved into the other room, which is where you work at. That's my dad's office now, is where he's at right now. So I'm out of that, but yeah, we did use a dehumidifier for a while for the dust. So,
but it's still got dusty. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't. Still got to dust it, and it is what it is. But yeah.
Mancave.
Yes.
Why did you start collecting?
Man, I don't know. A love for the hobby. I mean, a love for the comic book industry, the things of my childhood. Here recently, I've really been focusing more on things from my childhood, and I think I'm enjoying it even more by doing that. I never really thought about getting into vintage toys. That was something, if you think back in my collection over the years, I've never had a lot of vintage stuff.
No, you've always wanted to buy it in package.
I've always wanted to buy it brand new. I've always wanted the new stuff. Whatever new's coming out, that's what I wanted. And I think here, just in the last several months, I've kind of started getting back into like, let's buy what really has meaning to me. And by doing that, it's making some of this stuff a little funner to hunt, a little funner to find, a little less likely to be sold, that type of stuff. So,
well, it gives you options too, but like I've told you, you need to definitely make a list of what it is that you truly want, I think.
Well, the only problem with me though is that list changes every day, much like my collection. Yep. I mean, I can watch a TV show and be like, man, I got to have everything from that TV show. And then 6 months from then, I'm just like, I ain't watching the TV show no more. And I just lose my love for it. I lose my passion for it, and up on eBay and Macari it goes, So
Zach, you jumped into Gargoyles watching it after they announced the Goliath.
Yeah, which is that's an example of me liking what a figure looks like and being interested in it. And I watched the whole first season, so I like the show a lot, and now I really want to get into that a lot.
Yeah. And so we actually found out that we are going to get a reveal every month. So that's really cool from NECA for those.
It is.
And Jersey Geek, like I said, because I felt like I was always so restricted with the amount of money I was spending on the stuff. We never have changed. We've always stuck with just the Marvel Legends, and to this day, Zach and I kind of go back and forth with each other about with the quality that we're getting from the Marvel Legends. How far should we keep on going with this? Like with Zach's channel, his intro is everything Marvel Legends. So, that's what his channel started off as, is he's based off Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
Because that's what we had. So, it's tough to look at what we have. And like you said, Zach, you see something with better quality and you jump into that line instead. And you're looking at the stuff you've been buying and putting on your shelf and like, why am I doing this? And you talk about that too, Mancave, with your wife. That's why she doesn't like the Legends.
Yeah. When you play with a Storm Collectibles figure and then you go and review a Marvel Legends figure, and I love my Marvel Legends because of the catalog they offer. They offer so many characters that nobody else is going to offer in the Marvel Universe. But when you do that, it definitely makes you dislike your Marvel Legends a little bit.
Yeah.
But you've also, it's also, again, that's in the eye of the beholder because of this price point. This guy right here is $100 plus figure. Legends is a $20 figure.
Right.
Hey, what scale is that?
That's a 9-inch. That's 7-inch. It's based on a 7-inch scale, but Sagat's 9 inches. He's very big in the video game.
That figure is amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean this thing is. Let's see if I can get him in there. I mean he is amazing. Yeah, him.
Have you got that display set up good now?
Not yet. I don't have. I mean, look at this.
I cannot believe you found that E-Honda that same day I put out my video.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find him in package anywhere to put in my video.
So the review on this guy is coming tomorrow. It'll be up.
That's so awesome.
Cool. But yeah, these two guys. I mean, they just look amazing. I mean, Storm Collectibles is just. They're probably one of the best companies out there. But again, you're going to pay for it. I mean, you're going to pay $100 a figure, So,
hey, Cosmic Crusher, we talked about that earlier. I don't know if you missed it or not, but yeah, Dorkside is the place, in my opinion, to go if you're wanting to buy online. And I hate that they believed everything you caught. I'm not sure what happened with that.
Yeah,
I usually make sure, Cosmic Crusher, that I'm actually logged in to my account when I'm buying in Dorkside. Maybe that's your problem. Maybe that's what happened.
I think the same thing that happened to Cosmic Crusher is what happened to y'all Super 7 TMNT wave.
We will see.
We will see, definitely.
Talking about Legends, though, I mean, it's so hard because I don't know. Like, I'll have a split second and be like, man, what's, do I really want to keep doing this? And if we get a new reveal or something, I'm like, I want that.
Yep.
And then there's other times it's so far down into it that that's a hard decision to make. Getting rid of an entire collection with that many figures, and it's just
Yes.
Instant regret would be from that, and it's hard.
Yep.
When I overall, I would say I'm sticking with it, and I think it's just the times that's sort of a lull and not as much going on that sort of hits me sometimes.
When I sold that Marvel Legends collection that I had that one time, had like 98 figures in it. That was stressful. Just like taking the pictures, like packing them up, like bubble wrapping each individual. Can you imagine what you guys would have to go through to do that?
Well, I've already done it with the DC collection when I did it. So
that's true. You did. Yeah, that's true.
So here's a nice one from Collectible Warrior is that, when you sell something you love that you've loved since your childhood or for a long time, it's like putting your dog down. It is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jay Zeus, Needless Toys and Collectibles in Lincolnton, North Carolina. They have those E-Hondas. They had like 3 the other day when I bought him. They have those E-Hondas for retail, and he will ship to you. So I toy hunt him all the time. So you can go back and look in my toy hunts for Needless Toys and Collectibles. But if you call Tracy up at Needless Toys and Collectibles and be like, hey, man, I need an E-Honda, he'll charge you whatever the retail price, pretty much retail, same thing you'd pay if you went and bought it, online at a store. He'll charge you the retail price and he'll ship it to you. You have to pay shipping, but it's a lot better than going and paying $150 or so, which is kind of what he's going for. But if you want him, you better get on him. He won't hang around for super long.
Hey, Cosmic Crusher, if you are trying to build your villains collection for your Marvel Legends and you're willing to go buy loose, I would definitely look on eBay just for loose lots and just see if you can just build it up that way. And then whatever you get that you don't want, just resell that as a lot again. They sell really good. So I've done that before, definitely. If I just needed a few figures out of something, I'll buy the full lot and then just resell the pieces I don't need.
I'll tell you what, too, Macari is about better than eBay when it comes to buying loose. As far as just people being willing to work with you, I found Macari to be much more apt for people to make a deal than eBay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what it's all about is deals.
It is. And eBay seems to be a lot of businesses where Macari seems to be a lot more guys like us.
Mm-hmm.
We're a lot more willing to make a little bit of a deal on a figure than a business. A business don't mind sitting on that figure for 6 months to get their price. With us, we're a little more likely to say, okay, I can knock $7 off and sell it, So
hey,
as well.
Dirty says E-Honda's on Big Bad right now for 90.
Is he for pre-order though? Is he there for pre-order? Because see, he was on Big Bad Toy Store and they sold out. Then I guess they got like a second pre-order option up for him. And I had him pre-ordered on there for a while. And it just never filled. So when I found him out there in a while for retail, I grabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
So, he says it's in stock. Okay.
Wow.
It must have just went in stock because I had him pre-ordered. I canceled him less than a week ago on BBTS because he never filled. So,
so Cosmic's wanting them new. So if you're wanting them new, I would suggest to go to a comic shop. I don't know what area you're in, but I would definitely suggest go to a comic shop and just talk them down. See if you can talk them down on the stuff. Because if you're wanting to get something that's older, it's definitely going to cost you. So then, therefore, you're not dealing with Big Bad or Dork Side. You're dealing with somebody else because you got to get out there and find some of the older stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
Mancave.
Yes.
Who do you like more, Needless or Back in Time right now?
Oh man, that's hard to say. I love both of them. They're both great guys. They're both willing to work with you and ship to you. And they really have a lot of different stock. They don't have the same inventory. So I can't really say one versus the other.
And both have new and used.
Both have new and vintage. Needless really focuses a lot more on G.I. Joe, and they have a ton of Star Wars and Pops. That's kind of their bread and butter, where Back in Time really has a vast array of everything: wrestling, Marvel Legends, Transformers, a lot of Transformers, vintage.
I
So
say
yeah,
he's bigger on vintage
back
than Needless would be, wouldn't you think?
yeah, I think Back in Time just has a better he has a bigger, I won't say better, he has a bigger inventory than Needless does. But both those guys are good guys, and they're if any of these guys here in the comments, if y'all are ever looking for something, hit those two up. Go back and look at some of my toy hunts. They'll ship anywhere in the continental United States. So
And it's so interesting because, like I said, my first toy hunt that we all did together was at Rebel.
Yeah.
And Rebel for the longest time was like our only place to go.
it was.
And it's a 45-minute, drive to get out there for us. It's having to drive through Charlotte, and we're like, I would hardly ever go out there. I think you'd make a trip almost every week just to go get your pulls.
Yeah, I have to go get my comic pulls. Yeah.
But anyway, these stores are just popping up everywhere, and that's awesome. I hope they can make it.
I hope so too. It worries me that at some point there will be a little bit of a toy prices, video game prices, comic book prices are at an all-time high right now. I don't see that lasting forever.
Yeah.
At some point, they'll come back down, and when they do, I don't think every man will be left standing.
Yeah.
And in any of those, in the video game worlds, in the action figure worlds, and it's going to come down to the guys that make the most relationships and got the true collectors that are still going to come out and keep collecting until we're 80 years old.
So, Mancave, this is more up your alley for an Amazon question.
Okay.
When you're buying your, I guess, older figures from Amazon, I guess the prices kind of go up a little bit on them.
I don't touch anything older on Amazon, but I pre-order everything new on Amazon. So I have a path that I take. I pre-order on multiple websites. So I pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. I pre-order it on Amazon, and occasionally pre-order on Entertainment Earth. And then if I find it in the wild, I go cancel it on all those. Or if Amazon fills it first, I cancel it on the others. And that helps me get figures faster sometimes, like the Toxin. If you guys remember the Toxin figure, I was like the first dude on YouTube to even get a Toxin figure. Came from Amazon, of all places. People were saying in my comments that Hasbro must have sent me the figure. Well, heck no, they didn't send a guy with I think I had 800 subscribers at the time. They're not sending a guy with 800 subscribers a Toxin figure. But yeah, so that's kind of the strategy I use. Is do y'all do that at all? Do y'all pre-order from multiples and then?
No, I stick with Dorkside.
Yeah, y'all just.
Now I did have to for our turtles. Jump in over to Big Bad real quick and buy that first wave because I passed on it first for the Super 7.
That's right, because you had to go back and get the variant version.
No.
There was they just got it back.
They just relisted on that one day. Remember?
Oh, that's right. That was when I hit you up, and it had just went up. Y'all got it, and within 5 minutes, it sold out again.
Mm-hmm. And we ordered that second foot soldier for each one of us.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
pretty sure that's what happened. But I did have to order one of my Thundercats waves through Big Bad. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the first. Oh, it was the first one. Yes, because they canceled my order because my credit card had expired.
Oh,
I was so upset during that time. I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't get my Thundercats, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
That's happened to me before as well, where, you go in and put your credit card in, and some of this stuff, especially when you're ordering from like Sideshow or somebody like that, you're pre-ordering a year up to 18 months before it even releases. I've had that happen before where the credit card you pre-ordered it with expires between the time that you pre-order it. Yeah, I've had that happen as well. A lot of companies, though, will give you a period of time to fix it.
They're supposed to, but I don't check my emails enough to realize what they sent me because I get so much crappy emails, from them.
Collectible Warrior says he's ordered from Back in Time 2 different times, and Jimmy's never let him down. So that's cool.
Awesome.
Good feedback. I'll provide that back to Jimmy. He'll be glad to hear that as well.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, do y'all regret at all getting started in this world that we're in now? Not YouTube necessarily, but in collecting.
Sometimes I do.
It depends. Overall, no. It's too enjoyable to say that, but yeah, it can be a little much sometimes, but it's still enjoyable.
So I have to say yes. You know, I've over the years, I love what I do on YouTube. I love making my compilation videos that I do. That's exciting. That's actually like collecting for me because I can actually go in and search and find what I need to build the collections virtually, technically. But I've told Zach over the years, you know, when he gets out to college and he finds that girl, you know, and this collecting is done, then it'll actually be, you know, a weight off my back to be done with this. But I do love it. I love the nostalgia. I love the fact that Zach and I have been able to do it with each other. And Mancave's he's been a part of it with us too the entire time, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's definitely something we've shared together, I think, and it's been fun. I don't think if we didn't have each other, and I don't mean to sound, if we didn't have each other, it probably wouldn't be as fun.
Right.
You know, I think the fact that we've made so many memories hunting and finding and going to cons and comic conventions, you know, all those just makes it more fun. You know, being able to get together, our families come together and have dinner and we sit around and talk about toys and analyze stuff that nobody cares about. You know, if it was just me collecting by myself and I had no friends that were involved in the hobby at all, I don't think it would be as fun.
Yeah.
But you found a lot of friends since you've been doing YouTube, so.
That is true too. I've built a lot of relationships, you know, since I've been doing it, and that's cool too. You know, it's cool to be able to connect with the hobby, and heck, a lot of guys in our comments over here. You know, we've had many conversations, in-depth conversations on toys and stuff on Instagram. So, me and Jersey Geek right there, I think we have a nonstop conversation going that you know, just continues on indefinitely. We may not talk. You know, it may take 8 hours to get back to each other, but you know, hey, it's just an indefinite conversation. So it's cool building those types of relationships in the community. That is very cool.
Yeah. Because I think we're definitely a rare breed. Collectors are. You know, yeah. There's not a lot of us out there. I actually do have one neighbor that collects Marvel Legends as well. But other than that, and other than you, I don't physically know anybody that is into this. And my wife does the best she can to make sure that this door is closed so nobody sees what in the world is going on in our house.
Do we want to talk about how we got into YouTube?
Yes. So should I go into that? I don't know, man. Should I go into why I got into YouTube?
I think you should play the intro to video number 1. Can we?
We're not doing that.
Can we cue it up? Where's it at, man? Come on.
I can tell you why I got into YouTube, though.
All right, go ahead.
So, I mean, obviously I've been watching videos for a long time. You know, it's just watching reviews and news videos, all that stuff from other people out there. But I want to say Dan Hu was the biggest thing that got me into actually being a YouTuber. And I mean, I saw him doing what he was doing, and I thought it'd be fun to try out. So I started off, and I think the first wave I reviewed was the SP//DR.
Yeah.
Figure wave. And I got into that, and I just enjoyed it a lot, had a lot of fun with it. Sure, a lot of things have changed since then, but I think that's really how things got started for me. So I can really thank, you know, all the guys out there, but especially Dan Hu for actually getting me started with that type of stuff.
Yeah. Mancave, what about you?
I was just like, man, if y'all two jokers can do it, I know I can. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think, you know, honestly, I was very scared to put myself out there. I did not want to put my face out there. I just, the interwebs just scared me to death, you know. But it's just become such a common thing nowadays for people to do social media, do YouTube. It's become a thing. And then you guys, you know, y'all got started, I don't know how much.
6 months.
6-8 months maybe before I did. Seeing you guys be able to do it did give me the confidence that, hey, maybe I think I can do this, you know. And I have such a you guys know me, I have a huge passion for the hobby, probably too much passion for the hobby, really. I eat, drink, and sleep this craziness. And it gave me an outlet to be able to, you know, put my hobby out there and enjoy doing reviews. And I was toy hunting anyways. You know, toy hunts have always been part of something I enjoyed doing. Just wasn't filming them. You know, you were begging me to, man, you need to be filming these things, you know, and you know, then the channel turned into a toy hunting channel that occasionally does reviews. But Yeah, I think really you guys probably. I mean, you guys doing it is probably kind of what got me there. I had never really given it a lot of consideration just out of fear. I guess fear of failure. YouTube it's intimidating, and when you're sitting there with 7 subscribers and, one of them's your mom and two of them,
me and Zack.
Yeah.
Two of them was y'all. We couldn't even get your wife to subscribe to me. My kids, I ain't subscribing to that, Dad. What are you talking about? It's intimidating. And, even getting that first 100 subscribers, man. I mean,
it's so hard.
Oh my God. I think I could swim across the Atlantic Ocean with more confidence than I could when I was trying to get that first 100. So yeah, I think honestly, I probably thanks to you guys, that's probably something I can do is tell you guys thank you for kind of showing me the way. Daniel, especially Zack. Me and Zack don't talk as much, but Zack certainly provided some valuable feedback. But Zack, Jack, Dan over there giving me some support and putting my videos out there for other people to see. It definitely helped and got me to where I am. And so I don't know. That's how I started. I think the love for the hobby, and then kind of seeing you guys doing it and giving me a little confidence to think I can do this thing as well.
So I think that for me, I'm going to say it was 5 years ago that I first put that first video out.
Look at Century TMC coming in. Come on.
Mancave, your videos are okay. So when I started about 5 years ago, Zack was a lot younger, of course. And I was sitting there watching these videos from, and I hate to say this, I'm going to throw him under the bus, but Shartimus. And he was so vulgar, man. And I'm like, I can't let my kid, who's young, watch this stuff. So I literally wanted to start my channel and do reviews, which I sucked at. I mean, my camera work was horrible. I didn't, like you said, man, I didn't want to put my face on the camera at all. Only time you guys will see my face on camera is from these live streams. But mainly because of time. I don't have time to put my face on the camera half the time. But Shartimus, Shartimus was doing just, I wanted to have a channel that was kid-friendly, family-approved, and that was actually what was in my title, kid-friendly, family-approved. And Zack was on there with me on that first video that I did. I did a, God, what was that wave? That was a Daredevil from the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure wave. So however many years ago that was. So that's what got me into it. I rolled away from doing reviews. Zack took that over, thank goodness. And I have stuck with what I actually enjoy, which is databasing. And that's all I do is database these collections. So I enjoy it. I hope you guys do too. I hope you enjoy all the content that we're putting out, guys.
I did have a guy tell me this week that he really appreciated me introducing him to Back in Time Collectibles, but I was very boring. So,
really?
Yeah. I was like, come on, man. I never have anybody really like hit me in the gut, man. He kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I can't lie. I can't lie. But I don't know if Century's still in the live stream, but I didn't feel so bad when Century told me what happened to him. The guy told him that he was a little fat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I felt bad for Century. It made me feel a little bit better. When I hope Century's still in the live stream right now.
So yeah, my biggest complaint is my microphone and the fact that I got a horrible microphone. So I have upgraded my microphone, and you will definitely hear my videos go in and out because I do splice my old videos with my new videos just so I can have the newest video. I don't have time, guys, because I got a full-time job to go and record an entire 25-minute video again every time a collection comes out. So hopefully you'll forgive me for my old microphone combined with my new microphone over the time. Cosmic Crusher said he'll beat him up for you. And FYI, guys, FYI, Mancave and I were actually talking about this the other night. So my name, Zack Jack Dan, is represented by my family. So I am not Zack. I'm actually Dan. So if y'all ever are trying to figure out who we are, that's Zack, wherever you are. There's Zack. My wife is Jack, and I'm Dan. So that is where my name came from my YouTube channel.
And I'm Man. we actually we all just rhyme. That's how
Yeah, I know that one.
we made it that way.
Zack, Jack, Dan, man.
Yeah, that's how we did it. You know. So
That's so funny. All right, guys. Zack, I want to let you say some goodbyes, and then Mancave, I like the way you've been wrapping us up lately, so I'll let you do that in a second.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Really, really do. Chat's awesome. Definitely come back next week.
yeah, so if you guys have not hit that like button, go and hit the like button. It helps get this video out there. That's just the way the YouTube analytics work. Drop comments after the video ends. There will be comments afterwards, so you guys can continue this conversation. Dan, Zach, myself, we can all comment on the comments after the live streams are over. So if you guys have something hit you in the head after this is over, go drop them comments down in this video, and then go subscribe to our channels. Zach Legend, I'm sure you're probably already subscribed to Zack, Jack, Dan if you're here on the live stream. And then myself, go check our channels out. Me and Zach are both in the hunt for 5K right now. We're trying to get there. So, we'll hit it here sometime soon, but we appreciate your guys' support. Couldn't do it without y'all. So hope everybody has a good week this week.
So, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Definitely throw in the comments what got you started. What have you been collecting as an adult? What did you collect as a kid? What do you miss most that you got rid of? When did you start collecting as an adult? What does your wife think is a great one that we've been having in there? Why did you start collecting? And how do you display your stuff? So those are some big questions. And again, kind of another question, where do you go to get your collecting? Do you go to the comic book shops, or are you just sticking with the Targets, or are you doing everything online? So just throw it in the comments, guys. If y'all go back and watch this video, or just do it even now, just so we can talk about it. Go, Man Cave.
I have one more thing real quick. Just because we're building a community here, I think, and I think it's a really cool community. A couple of our guys actually in the comments have YouTube channels as well. So our boy Century TMC popped in and kind of punched me in the jaw. He's got a great toy hunting channel, Collectible Warrior, Jersey Geek. There may even be a couple more of you out there that have YouTube channels. So check out some of these guys' channels as well. Like I said, I think we're just building a cool little community over here. It's a positive atmosphere. That's something all three of us, I know, that's a priority for our channels. We keep things very positive in the comment section and in what we do. So yeah, check out some of these other channels here that are in the comment section as well.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all joining the live stream. We will wrap it up, and we will definitely see you guys next Monday for another live stream, another subject. Hope y'all enjoyed this subject of the what, when, where, why, how, who, all that good stuff of why we got into action figure collecting as young adults and as old adults here. And like I said, go check out our other content. We have plenty of content out there to go check out to enjoy our channels. So, guys, we will talk to y'all later.